Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast. I'm the best guy ever, and shuffling my deck, here's your card. Ooh, that's a loser. Give and take.
What did I do to deserve this?
Oh, you were a bum knee. Welcome, Tom Oliver.
Time to crack open a new can of PCP. It's gonna be a good day.
Indeed.
I thought that was the sound of your bones cracking.
Or did I cut out there? Oh no. Wait, I'm sorry. I'm Ben Saint, and I'm having headphone troubles. Back with you in a hot sec.
It's the Joker, baby. There he is. You drew the Joker.
Only the most
you lose.
professional. We're putting the pro in the Pro Crastinators podcast today, everybody.
These are all duds. Sorry, everybody. Pokemon, politics, who knows what we'll get up to this episode. Could be anything.
Banned from this discussion for life.
No.
Hey, I've got, you got something to get me one.
Well, there's the big issue of the Coppa, the Coppa Feel, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. You know,
that guy.
That big bejesus that's going on.
Mm-hmm. I don't know many facts.
I
saw a lot of scares.
Saw Innuendo Studio. No, not Innuendo Studio. I saw Folding Ideas video about it. Basically, YouTube is a liar and claims that users are more responsible than they actually are, but it's still a problem because YouTube will probably impose penalties on users.
Well, hang on. Isn't the idea that it's not YouTube, but it's like you outside of YouTube, like the state of California?
That's the lie.
That's a lie?
Wait, what about California?
Well, I just thought the Coppa was like a California state law.
It's a federal law from the FTC.
Yeah, it applies
to all things. It's been on the books since 1998, and they refresh it every 10 years or so, but I guess due to public outcry, due to some shit with YouTube, they're doing it early.
I watched a couple of videos on it. I watched some guy who I don't know who said he's a lawyer. He seemed very lawyery. He talked about the legal side of it. I also watched Matt
Legal
Pat's.
Eagle? Sponsored by Indochino?
I don't think it was. I think it was a different one. There's a whole like
that dapper fuck.
There's a whole like social media lawyer segment of YouTube now.
Indeed. Yeah.
But yeah, there was the guy talking about law, and also I watched Matt Pat's cry video about it, where he almost cried.
Wait, really?
Really? No, fuck. Matt Pat, get it together,
bitch.
brother.
It's.
That's despicable.
It's not like he doesn't do that. It's not like he doesn't do that usually. Like he's got a little bit of glistening in his eyes. It's like
when his editor died, it was called for.
Yes.
When fucking Coppa is coming out, fuck you.
That kind of makes the other video less respectful. Well,
it wasn't like weeping. It was just like I could see glistening in his eyes, like he had been like teary.
Oh, his eyes are always glistening.
And I assume that he feels this way because he feels his work is like potentially in jeopardy.
Yes.
This may,
okay. Right. So from what I gather, the Coppa had turned a blind eye to YouTube for the most part because this is the funniest part. So I'll start with that.
I'm ready to laugh.
YouTube has the thing where you have to be 13 years or over in order to use the site, and that has been part of the YouTube terms of services, and that's all that jazz says. And that is Coppa compliant. So YouTube was actually doing the right thing. The thing is, Coppa, or the FTC rather, clued into the fact that YouTube was knowingly targeting children because they were bragging about it in media events with shareholders and business people. It's like YouTube is the #1 place for people 6 to 12
for little babies with pliable
predators.
brains.
YouTube basically fucked themselves and everyone else over by bragging about how much money they were making off of these child viewers that they weren't supposed to be allowed.
Fucking these children.
The problem is data collection, right? Like the specific problem is the collection of data from kids under 13.
The collection of data of children under 13 is for various reasons not good, and the advertising relies on that data so that they can show targeted ads, which are much more CPM click through whatever thing.
Can I cut in for a moment? Because yeah, that's what I understood the main issue to be. So when I saw this, I immediately went in. I went to like all my channels. I set them to not for kids. And like I am aware that I personally do no data collection of any kind. So like my wonder is just like, am I really in any danger considering I
not from the law, but
No.
maybe from YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
the thing was, this is where the lawyer guy explained it, and he had an update video where he allegedly got a call from someone in YouTube who couldn't divulge his name for fear of, retribution.
John YouTube himself.
John YouTube.
The whistleblower.
Called in to explain, secret facts. The basic gist is that the law has... in the FTC, it explains that if something is for adults, geared towards adults, it has adult themes, that is not, that's nothing to do with Coppa. But if it's aimed at children, and it's for children, and it's, it's all of that stuff, then your video, if it is collecting data, i.e. monetized, you are liable to get, I don't know the terminology, but you could get fined $42,000 at least per video, per infringement. And that's what it says. Well, that's what YouTube is telling everyone, is that it's either for adults or it's for kids. And there's everybody who is upset and concerned, like Matt Pat, like Arlo, who have child-friendly aspects to their videos, but aren't entirely child-based. They are not talking to children, they are talking to people. They're talking to everyone who would be interested. Adults like Matt Pat, like myself, I enjoy those videos. They're silly, you could say what you like about them, but they are very much also a huge kid demographic thing.
They're all ages. All ages.
Yeah, which includes
videos.
kids.
Yeah.
YouTube did not divulge that in the FTC there is a case for both. There is a middle ground in the FTC rules that says if you're targeting a general audience and it happens to appeal to kids, you're not actually, you're not actually infringing.
You're not targeting kids.
Yeah, you're not targeting kids. Yeah. You're not like doing a Frozen Elsa like Funko Pop unboxing video. You're not trying to prey upon the easy clicks of children who don't know what they're doing. You are making videos that children may or may not enjoy. And that is... So if you're like the middle... Like you swear sometimes, but you also make fun videos that anyone can enjoy, you're not actually at risk in terms of the FTC. But the thing is, YouTube didn't tell people that because, allegedly, because of this secret phone man that I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's true. Seems true because YouTube is a company and they don't want to let this information out, is that it would be bad for them monetarily to allow, people to not... like, they make it black and white. It's either for adults or it's for kids, and they want people... I guess to set it for kids, just in case.
Because the kid market seems so lucrative, and I know that like the most profitable channel on
nobody
YouTube
will get money from kid content going forward. If you are a Spider-Man Elsa video channel man, you going forward will not get money. That is just how it is.
Sorry, don't you get ads? But it's just not targeted ads anymore. It's no longer.
But it's like that's like 2% of the income is targeted non-targeted ads.
YouTube is the one collecting data, not users. And
Yes,
YouTube is
they got
basically
sued.
just trying. YouTube is basically trying to pass the responsibility for this onto content creators, which is like stupid and like it's just them like shamelessly trying not to like suffer consequences for things they did wrong.
Yeah, they
want to continue to do wrong.
They've already paid $170 million in fines.
They've paid huge, big
Google, so
lawsuit settlement fine thing already. They've given money, but it is in their best interest to make sure that this could not ever possibly happen again. So they are making it black and white in order to confuse creators and make them scared so that they will set their channel to kids so that they'll lose out on monetization, but they will guarantee that they won't get fined for thousands of dollars suddenly out of nowhere. without,
supposedly, even if you set your channel to, like, my content is not for kids, the algorithm might decide that that's just wrong. Like, the algorithm might theoretically, like, pick up on keywords and things and, like, images and stuff and be like, this is kid entertainment. This is, like, unacceptable for, like targeted advertisement.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, I don't know if YouTube has any intention of policing, like, making sure... YouTube doesn't really care about all this. If they can get away with not doing anything, they will. The FTC is the one who's going to be scouring through YouTube to find offending videos, and they're working with YouTube to make it happen. But YouTube has no reason, aside from general compliance, to make a bot, an AI, that finds all of the kid videos and, gets them fined for thousands of dollars, because that's just bad PR.
I believe that they did do that, and they're not looking to find themselves, but they're looking to mark content as kid content and like target ads from it or like something.
There's lots of stuff we don't know because it's YouTube and they're not going to tell us anything. But
I'm looking at my analytics right now on the YouTube Studio thing, and like we all know that every kid lies to get onto YouTube and just says their age is older than it actually is, or whatever. But like my audience is like, let me see, it's like 80% 18 to 34, and the 13 to 17 is like just under 7%. And I set my channel to adult, and like I know that the content is not catered to kids. Like theoretically, you could potentially make an argument that like, anime is inherently like childish, and like, I'm probably gonna make a video about Pokemon and other things. So like I could see an argument, but I think I could win that argument. So like I personally feel very little danger for something like this. And I saw that what's his name, the internet historian, whatever his name, he made a tweet thread basically saying kind of like this isn't something to worry about for most people who aren't on the borderline. But I do feel for people like Arlo and MatPat to a degree who are forced into this uncomfortable position of forcing to choose.
They're only forced into that position because YouTube wanted to do that. They aren't actually in violation of anything.
No.
I mean, that definitely... Well, to be slightly fair to YouTube, it's like YouTube set up this system. Well, I mean, we should at least examine the other side of the argument, which is just that YouTube set up a system where these creators, like, they do benefit. If YouTube's able to milk more money out of these kids, like, people with a kid audience to any degree have been benefiting from that.
I mean, it literally doesn't matter because it's not about who benefits, it's about the collection of data. Which only YouTube does.
That data is used to serve ads, which makes more money, right?
Yes, by YouTube, and they could choose not to do that, but they won't.
They're
just going to pass the buck on to creators and say that it's their problem whether the data they're collecting is from kids or not.
There has been some benefit to the creators.
It literally is unrelated to the question at hand.
I don't think. I mean, they have in fact gained more money through this system.
That is not what the question is.
Well, okay, if you want to talk about something else, fair enough. I
want to talk about Coppa, which is not about who's getting money. It's about collection of data.
I mean, I agree.
Ben,
the data
what Nate's trying to say, I think, is that because YouTube for so long has not been in compliance with Coppa, there's an entire market that's sprung up around making money off of children. And even if someone like Arlo has been benefiting from that indirectly because these children...
I don't know if that's true. Like, I don't think Arlo's videos are not the kind of thing we're talking about.
I have the mind of a child, and when I see Arlo, I go buck wild. It's just that's what it is.
Arlo is
well, of course.
Arlo's done nothing wrong. Arlo's done nothing wrong, but it's just that Arlo can attract a younger audience because of the nature of his content.
Okay, but Arlo's not who we're talking about. We're talking about Spider-Man Elsa pregnancy videos. That's
the problem. But I'm just saying there's some crossover, right? Right?
Maybe, but
if
so
Google,
what?
Well, that's just saying that like he's probably going to lose some money from this. Right?
Presumably.
I mean, maybe. I get, yeah, but like not because the law says he ought to, but because YouTube.
Because YouTube's system has allowed this wrong thing to happen, and there are people who ride the line like Arlo who are probably making some extra money because of that data collection, those targeted ads to younger users.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he's like at
It's not
fault
not
or
his
culpable
fault.
or anything. It's just that's
It's
the nature
it's just
of
an
how the system's
unfortunate
developed.
side effect of YouTube's
Yeah.
continued lack of integrity, which is,
Yeah,
which is a long storied
thing,
history.
The thing is this lawyer thing with this third like middle ground option in the law that says you're exempt if it's a general audience, means that people like Arlo and MatPat should not be affected at all, but they have no option to do the middle ground thing.
Yes.
Which is
That seems to be the
annoying
issue.
and shady, and that sucks. But I
It's,
feel like generally this means that most people who are not Spider-Man Elsa will be okay. And furthermore, getting to the point where the fines would go out, it's going to be... that is not going to be a YouTube... YouTube might use bots and AI to flag the videos as, infringing on kids, whatever. Like it's kids, but it's not listed as for kids. They've decided that it's for kids, and then the FTC gets a list of these things, and they go out and then they look at them with the people because they're going to have to make actual fines to actual people, and they can't. It's going to be expensive if they lose. Like if this goes to court and they lose because they trusted Google YouTube AI to tell them the truth. They should.
Okay,
Gabe, is this the video, by the way?
I'm pretty sure
I think I
that
found the
only
one.
YouTube itself, and no, I don't think any individual creators
Yes.
are liable for anything.
No, but the FTC, in the situation where there is a YouTuber who is profiting off of data collected from children, the FTC has decided that the channel owner is liable for some reason. Like I assume it's like part of the YouTube settlement. Like YouTube passed the buck over. Like we'll give you this
I don't
this
think
money.
the FTC decided that. I think YouTube decided that.
YouTube decided. Yeah, it was like part of whatever happened. I don't actually know. I haven't
Well,
looked into
it's
that.
And it's
Obviously
basically
unfair.
like extra legal. Is the idea that
Yeah.
either creators are responsible and should be the ones to
Basically, the point
report
is,
themselves.
if you are not targeting kids specifically, you'll be fine, I think. Because
It
the
seems that way,
likelihood that
man.
you will actually get hit by a fine is so low if you have any if
I mean,
you
hell,
have ground
bro.
to stand on, which most people
I
do.
almost hope I get sued, because then I'll get some of that sweet GoFundMe internet drama money, and everyone will care about
Yeah.
my channel, and all those things will happen.
You can pull an Andy
and I
Ngo.
know I'll win. I know I will win if I'm sued for this.
yeah. I
so.
mean, the thing is, you'll win, which is why you won't get sued, because the
well,
FTC
unfortunately
is
for
the
me,
one who has
that's
to
the
do
real
the suing.
discrimination. Maybe I want to get sued. That would be nice.
Good life experience right there. Well, I think the problem that started this entire thing, because this is going through the traditional YouTube drama life cycle of
Yeah.
really fucking crazy fear mongering. Everyone's terrified, radical changes, everyone with their hot takes, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
oh, it's not that bad. The typical way these things go. But the reason this one I think was reacted to so harshly so quickly is that there's just a video of the head of the FTC. He did some sort of meeting about this and just straight
That guy
up
looks
said,
like a primo boomer.
yeah,
True.
the typical boomer of just being we're coming for you guys. We have the technology. We're going to take down as
Oh, he's
many of you
he's-
as possible.
he just wishes he was in the CIA talking about terrorism,
Right.
but he's not.
Instead of everyone on YouTube imagining that this could possibly happen, the dude in charge was saying it was going to happen. So
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
kind of a weird thing to do, I guess, because it definitely alarmed a lot, myself included. I was
I'll-
well, this is pretty fucked.
This is concerning for some people. I get it. When any new thing appears to present, it's not actually new, but when a new thing appears and could potentially threaten your entire existence as a creator, I'm sure MatPat feels, obviously that's scary. But I feel maybe I've just been desensitized, but how many of these fucking issues happen that ultimately just peter out and nothing important comes of them?
Well, I mean-
MatPat's not fucking over anybody. He'll probably be fine.
There's again really convinced that there is literally zero liability on any creator's account here, and it's all YouTube, but whatever.
I believe that, but it just seems. I don't know. I don't think anyone's going to be hurt.
I mean, there's going to be people who get
their
their shit demonetized.
I was a little like worried at one point because my Give and Take channel has pony videos on them. Not all of them are. Some of them are analysis, and that's obvious. Like, children aren't supposed to understand this sort of depth talking about a fucking
I've seen a couple of
show.
documentaries that reveal that the true audience is adult men. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
Have you heard?
But like,
have you heard about this My Little Pony thing?
Have you
It's
heard
not
about
just
this
for little girls
bronies?
anymore.
No, sir. No.
No, in fact, it is manly, and I'm a man. You see.
I love Dusty
but like
Cat.
also I've made like those pony compilations earlier than that,
Right.
which are just like a series of clips from the show. Mm-hmm. They've all been demonetized recently. Like some of them had survived up until this point, but then they finally got by Hasbro. But those are like, you could argue that those are just for kids. I didn't intend for that, but like
It seems to me like Arlo-esque in that incidentally I could definitely see kids enjoying them, but they're not specifically targeting kids.
But they're not like,
I don't know.
I mean, they were specifically targeting bronies at the, that's what my defense would be. And it's like, what's a brony? And I'd have to explain that in court. And like, oh my God, oh jeez.
I've got a documentary to show you.
I've got a
Take a look,
documentary
ladies
to
and
show
gentlemen. My point before about how I suspect no one will be harmed. So the one way that I think that might not be true is, occasionally with YouTube, things don't go exactly as they're intended to. And this reminds me of how just recently, actually like a few minutes before this very podcast began, a new video was uploaded to one CGP Gray's channel. And I think I have it right here, where CGP Gray was fucking locked out of his main channel for allegedly impersonating himself, is what YouTube thought was happening. They were like, you're not CGP Grey, you're like a spammer or like a bot account or something. And he had to like fight to get it back. And he won, which is why there's this new video and the other one, which is probably delayed until this issue was resolved. It took him like over the weekend or something. So the issue is things don't always work like exactly as they were supposed to. Sometimes a couple things fall through the cracks, and that's not so good.
Are you telling
And
me
the
that
algorithm
YouTube's
ain't
not
perfect.
perfect? No.
I
It ain't
know.
so.
Imagine that. So in that sense, perhaps there are things to be at least like aware of and concerned is we're going to institute new restrictions, new demonetization criteria, and they don't have the best track record of applying that shit exactly where and when it should be. So on that basis, perhaps it's a more urgent concern. That's understandable.
the whole thing, like, I was way into, like, at first I was like, nah, there's no way that people are actually going to get fines that big. And then I looked into it, and I was a little scared for a second, and then I looked into it more, and it was fine. But I kind of wish, like deep down, I kind of wish that it was, like, the YouTube ending disaster that is... Everyone, on January 1st, everyone gets 1 million fines, so they have to turn off all their channels and everyone leaves. And then
have you
YouTube is
entered
left
Jesse
with nothing.
Blackpill mode? Just wants it all to burn.
I kind of would have, like, it would have been the saving grace or of the whole thing is the knowledge that YouTube is finally fucking killed. Fuck you.
Oh, and that reminds me, the other point of CGP Curry's video was that, like, guys, at any moment, YouTube can ban us, can like, this guy's got 4 million subscribers. At any moment, YouTube can just decide arbitrarily. They add more and more clauses when they can just decide if they don't want you anymore and whatnot. But he's like, but you know what still fucking works? Email lists, baby. Email lists are the way to go to make sure.
Yeah, I mean,
and,
that's-
I know you've got your email list, Gib, and
I just now went to my monetization settings and I clicked the I never upload content for kids setting. Woo!
Wise
I'm
move.
saved.
But Ben, you talked about Winnie the Pooh.
Well, not to you if you're 13 or under, you stupid jerk. Get off my internet. Boomers rise up.
Imagine a future.
This is
where-
just some anti-Zoomer propaganda is what this is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We Zoomers deserve to have ads served to us, catered to our specific needs. And it's fucked up
Anti-Zoomer,
that they'll
I
take that
support
away
it.
from us.
Ah.
That's how we exist. Yeah, well, good luck to everybody out there.
It's a jungle out there.
Everybody should make their own website and an email list anyway, because it's just better.
But the effort. Ooh, the more than zero effort that requires. Ooh, unga bunga, unga boonga. Oh
Yeah.
Never
man.
Think of how
check my
cool you'll
email.
be.
Never.
Speaking of websites
yeah.
that I own, which is my website apsadventures.site, the name sucks. I can't.
Yeah.
I've been
think?
trying to think of a better name for months, for years.
Gibandtake.com, hypocrite.com.
I guess gibandtake.com might do it.
Couldn't hurt to have both.
I mean,
We did it, guys. We figured it out.
fine. I guess
Doesn't
that
hurt.
wasn't. Nah,
I'd say it's the most well-known like branding name of you, perhaps, except maybe hypocrite, but slightly different, thing there.
yeah. The only thing I was thinking about with Give and Take.
Did you bought content.com, which redirects to our YouTube for like $20 for a year, so that not too expensive.
Oh no, it's not the expense that I'm thinking of. It's just like the name. I wanted a name.
Like
that
$20
people
for a year. That's a fucking deal.
Yeah, I mean, how many people wanted?
Cost me like $10 a month.
How many people wanted content? I guess spelled fucked up.
It costs.
like-
Wait,
more
no.
week
Well,
after the first year.
Wait. I'm paying for hosting, so that's
Yeah, okay,
different.
maybe,
Okay.
like
Never mind.
I wanted something. I was trying to think of something that was one, unique and interesting and cool and stuff. Two, sort of explains what the hell it is before you click on it. Like Saint Comics.
right.
Okay, it's a comic website.
Yep.
About angels, I guess. From the
That's
from the
right.
name.
A good Catholic website. Thank God.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and something that you couldn't actually misspell. Like if you heard someone say it, there would be no way you could misspell it. Like Saint Comics, those are words. You know
Then
how to
about
spell
comics
those.
with a CK and an X, as I
Yeah.
recall, which was wise.
But fucking give and take, it's a pun, it's a play on words, it's give and take. If you say that to someone, they're not immediately going to understand it's the monkey and the act of taking something as a word. So I was like, that might not be perfect.
I mean, phonetically, give and take. I mean, people hear the joke, but I mean, the B's are very distinct. I think it's a pretty decent one for recognizability of how to write it. In my, but then again, I've known you so long. Maybe I'm a little biased in that.
Yeah, hypocrite similarly, like no, the whole joke, not the whole joke,
yeah.
but part of the joke is that it's like how people often misspell hypocrite, hypocrite. Names are hard, guys.
Challenges.
Marketing and schmarketing. I've been putting it off for a million years, and also I don't like the idea of like porting over Balejape in its entirety to a whole other website. Or whatever I would need to do to change the name.
Couldn't you just copy the code, just copy paste the whole thing and
You're using
do a new-
Google Sites, right?
No, I'm using WordPress thing.
Okay.
Not free WordPress, the other one.
The real big boy WordPress,
the
real one, yeah.
WordPress.org.
The real WordPress, yes.
That's what the PCP website uses as well.
Pretty
I've
sexy.
been I've started uploading to Webtoon and Tapas also. I'm kind of pushing Webtoon more because I feel like the audience is bigger there. But at some point I'll put Slime and Punishment up on Saint Comics just like as an archive. But
it's good.
I've been putting it on Webtoon just because I feel like not a lot of people, but like some people will see it there and
Possibly the most dedicated fans, perhaps, if they're there.
maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, like just because it's it's like YouTube. It's like YouTube for webcomics. And go visit my fucking site. Go search Ben Sane on webtoons.com. Subscribe, like all my shit. I just passed 1,000 likes on Slime and Punishment, which means that now, when it's displayed, when you see a new update on the little fucking new updates page, it doesn't just, it actually tells you how, it says like, this guy's actually got some fucking likes on his shit.
That's nice.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm cool.
Is the currency devalued? What's like a large number of likes or whatever to have on tablets?
I mean, if you're really big, you might have millions.
Okay, fair enough. Homestuck.
No.
2 likes. Nobody likes.
Like,
No,
like
0 likes.
Owlbird
0 likes on Homestuck.
I don't know.
God, I wish that were me.
Yeah.
I wish
Hey,
everyone was using notify.me because it is the best thing in the world that nobody.
What is it?
Explain that, Tom. I don't understand.
Okay,
I'm
so
confused.
Notify
notify.me
me?
is a website /app/service, and what you do is you can make an account on notify.me, and you can plug in any source you want, and people can subscribe to you on notify.me, and every time you upload anything anywhere, it sends your subscribers a notification. So instead of having to be like,
Sounds good.
I have to be on YouTube because that's where everybody is. If everybody just used notify.me, you could just post on your website and everyone would get a notification that you posted something on your website on their Notify app, and then they could see it there.
Oh, so they have to download Notify.
Correct. It's
And
like
then you
it's
have
a
to-
platform specifically just to have notifications. It's basically pulling
makes
the
sense.
notifications out of an app, out of like individual apps. Like, I got to get my YouTube notifications and my Twitter notifications. It's putting them all in one thing. So you get notifications of people, not of services.
I mean, I would love it if everything was kind of on there, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Dix Masterson made New Project 2, which is it's just Patreon with no. It actually takes 0 fees, from what I understand.
Correct.
So it actually
It takes
would be preferable
a small
It's the bank
transaction
fee
fee
in
for the
that
bank.
for
but yeah.
bank fees. I mean that's understandable. But aside, I mean, Patreon takes, I believe, a 5% cut,
Yeah,
slightly
fuck.
more if I remember. So I mean,
I think
it'd
it's
be
like
great if that didn't
9%.
happen. Is it? I haven't checked in a while.
90%.
No,
I know
maybe
they
it's not
changed
9,
their
I don't know.
terms. I
Kickstarter
think it
takes
used
like
to be
9.
5, and then they changed their terms. But like, we have an old Patreon, so it got grandfathered into the we keep
Oh,
the 5%
yes.
or something. I don't fucking know. But like that, the Patreon has all these facsimiles of like vestigial social media stuff that
Nobody
doesn't
uses.
matter, and who cares? And I just want a bank transaction on a place that won't kick me off, which I am not convinced Patreon will never do to us or any of us individually. So just a neutral platform that just does nothing would be nice. Yeah, like one of these generic, as generic as possible, please. No coming down on any side of any issue. Just transact. That would be my preference. But hey,
Yeah,
what you gonna
like
do?
I mean I love minimalist, like no bells and whistles, no distraction bullshit on websites, which is why most social media websites are annoying. They've always got things they want you to look at, and advertisements and clickety clackety things all over the place. And then every normal website that is owned by some company has 100,000 things you have to click on before you can see anything. And then you also have to turn your ad blocker off. And it's just like, this is unsatisfying. I hate the internet. It is not good anymore. I just want a blank page with text on it that I can read.
I think that this kind of, I don't know, this like social media-esque bubble, I think it will eventually burst. And I think that we will see a return to rote functionality one day, where people will be like, it's just the basic shit.
I don't think it will ever return to anything. I think what's going to happen
It'll have
is
to be
that
new,
the
I
social media
suppose.
bubble is going to become an entirely normie thing, and then everyone who's cool will be not doing it anymore. Like they'll have to log on to Twitter for work.
It's coming someday. Dat is cool.
God, I can't wait for the social credit score. Please, I want my tweets to be evaluated for their affiliation to the one-party system that we have. Oh, God, please. I want to rank up the points. Oh, imagine if we made social standing. Oh, God, my Peach fucking amiibo just fell, but that's all right. Speaking of social credit, what was I fucking saying? I want to gamify political ranking in the country because I will then win. I will then get the high score. But right now, it's just some bullshit about...
Wait, gamify in what way? What would you suggest?
If there's a number value attached to like how many things I'm allowed to do socially, like in China, if you do certain things and you have like a low enough social credit score, I could be off about this, but as I understood it, you like can't take the train to like travel between cities or something. You just aren't allowed to do that. And I don't know what mechanisms you have to change it. Maybe you can go give yourself 100 lashes or go write on the chalkboard, I believe in the state, something like that over and over. I want that. I'll be in there every day scribbling on my chalkboard.
You can go like kill Hong Kong protesters and you get points for everyone you take down.
Headshots count for extra 50 points.
Oh my God, this is it.
It's like Death Race.
They let you I was gonna say they let you like log into a video game, but it's like a drone control video game, and you log in to go mow down Hong Kong protesters to up your credit score. Now that's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
It's like that thing in Standalone Complex. I think.
Yeah.
I think I saw
When
a
they
Digi video
make
where
the
there was a they made a video game and it controls a robot that goes and kills people, and the kids don't realize that's what's happening.
But not.
I don't remember that in standalone comics, but
Oh, maybe it was in like. Oh no, wait. It was it Psycho Pass season 2? So it was something bad.
I would
that
guess
Digi
that's
was
Psycho Pass.
saying was bad.
that is Psycho Pass. That's
Okay,
funny because
thank God.
I was totally.
I was almost
tricked.
revealed as a Ghost in the Shell fraud just now. Woo, that was a close one. I've
Yeah,
never
and I
seen
only
that
know it
fucking
because
show.
of Digi talking about that show. But I thought I had seen
Yeah,
it. I was
yeah.
like, oh yeah, that was totally standalone complex. I remember the whole thing.
The thing is, Nate, if this comes to pass, and
Yeah.
it will be just like anything else YouTube/the internet does, where the rules will be an algorithm and we will not know what it is. So we'll have
Yeah,
to
you're
reverse
right.
engineer how the fuck we even got our social credit score and how to make it better, and it'll be a nightmare.
It reminds me of how like MatPat was so convinced early on, because MatPat originally came to YouTube from like he worked for like an MSM or whatever the fuck they're called, and then he got into YouTubing. So he felt he had an understanding of how things were gonna work, and he made a video once about like how he was convinced PewDiePie had gotten so popular, but like PewDiePie has many times come out and been like, this is complete bullshit and is not true. And I forget exactly why he was convinced of that, but I remember thinking that seemed reasonable. So I don't know which of those two guys are right, but they definitely don't agree, and one of them's got to be kind of right more than the other, I'd assume.
I think they reconciled that. MatPat talked about how PewDiePie was saying that it was bullshit, and he said, I did get some things wrong. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm not interested in like the drama, but like on this point of order, as Tom's saying, we have to kind of figure out how the systems work because we are not told, deliberately so. I mean, they want to keep things mysterious, maybe for the illusion of like naturality in the system or something.
Well, I think
don't
it's
know.
just because if everyone knows how the algorithm works, everyone will just game it instead of like just make content. And so like there's this back and forth of just like you want to have a platform that is serving the user, but without being so transparent that it's completely disincentivizing natural content creation. It's that everyone's just trying to game the system, because then the system is limiting expression and not helping it,
It's occurred to me recently on that front. I have just continued making videos, and I recognize about this myself. I've just basically assumed that, like, if I just keep doing it, things will work out reasonably well. Like, I'm probably not being suppressed in unfortunate ways. I'm probably not, like, totally wasting my time. It'll probably work out, right? I don't know that that's true, but that's how I'm operating. And I'm aware that, continuing to operate is basically assuming that is the case. So like I have culpability in that I'm choosing to believe that, basically. And it may not be true. I may be making horrible mistakes and wasting my time day in and day out. But well, I guess I'll learn that one of these days, maybe when I'm dead and God tells me so.
It's
That'll be
strange.
rewarding.
It's strange in particular your channel and its growth has always, I guess, kind of confused me, because like the meme has always been, and we've mentioned it on this show before, like once you hit 100K, like you get
blow
that
up,
extra
right?
boost.
I was sure hoping for that to happen.
And that like didn't happen for your channel for some reason.
I completely flatlined at 100,000, basically.
I don't understand why that is, because it's not like you've stopped making content. Like, oh, I hit 100K, time to hang up my hat.
It's been very interesting for me to look at and maybe the videos are just worse. That's definitely possible. But like for a time, Weagawas were getting like, I don't know, like easily between 30,000 to 50, 70, even over like 100,000 views. But now Weagawas are like relatively lucky to clear 20,000. And I just wonder, is it just me or did something change? I mean, I'd be happy to accept responsibility if I'm just making a worse product. That's definitely possible. But it doesn't seem
I
like
think
that.
it would be a mixture, because I felt like your more recent Weagawas in the past like few months have been, they're
Sure,
all right.
sure.
They feel a little bloated with the amount of talking going on in them, especially like the front
might just be
loading of bloat. Like you talk
that's
about
definitely
what the thing
possible.
is for a long time, and then get to the interesting part, like near the middle and the end.
It's just that I don't feel that that's changed much from how they used to be. And I mean, that's the curious thing to me. I'm aware, I'm happy to take any criticisms and,
I mean, that's just my like the back of my head. Like, what am I thinking? Like, what is Weag? Why was I happy about Weagawas coming out previously, and now they're just sort of I don't really
Well,
understand.
I have one other theory that relates to that, which is just that the format has gotten stale, kind of in general, and that could explain it. Like, at first, maybe the videos were better, maybe they weren't. They were shorter when they first started. But now people, like, one, they're bloated, and two, maybe people are simply like, I get it. Nate talks about thing, whatever. Which is, again, that could totally be fair.
We're all just still
something to
waiting for
work
the
on.
second video of Nate's channel. Best anime ever, Ghost in the Shell. It will happen someday. I'm sure Nate will make a new video eventually. It's only been like 2 years.
One of these days, we'll see a video from Nate. Why is he leaving us hanging? He doesn't make any videos. Oof. I'm doing my best, boys. One day. Hey, incidentally, left turn. I've got an anecdote that I think you lads will find amusing, enjoyable, perhaps hilarious. Let's see what you think. So the other day, I was going to the P.O. box to pick up my mail for Weagawas, as it happens, and I went and got my couple of packages. And I forget why. There was like an issue with one or something. Oh, I was paying for a renewal to my P.O. box because it was running out. Got to get 6 more months, whatever. So I had to go up to the counter to do this. And so me and Michelle happens to be with me because she was driving somewhere or whatever. And she's wearing her big bear coat. That has like she gets compliments on it all the time. It's cute. It's furry. It's got a big bear face. It's everybody loves it, right? And she's actually one time we were in the airport. And a woman just walked up and said, "Hey, excuse me, I love your coat. Can I just buy it off you?" And Michelle said, "I mean, I'm kind of cold." And the woman was like, "I'll give you my coat. I'll pay you for it."
What?
This seemed like a
How
well-off
good is this
individual.
coat? I haven't
How
seen
much
this.
was she offering?
This really happened. I think she was only willing to go up to like $50 and would also trade her coat, which is it's not like this coat is like so like valuable. It just is cute, and I think on a whim people like it, and she gets compliments all the time. So
If
in
you
this
want
case,
to make a proposition like that, you got to have more money to throw around than $50
to buy the
Yeah.
coat off their back. I mean, for sure.
We're talking like 50K maybe.
I mean, Michelle skinned this bear herself. She wrestled it. She defeated it in combat. It was
That's
quite
worth
an
at
ordeal.
least $75.
I'd say so. So Michelle's whatever. She's wearing this coat. We walk up to the counter, and I'm buying the renewal for the P.O. box. And the lady, it's like this nice black lady I see all the time. She just says to us, she's like, "Oh, hey, nice to see you again." I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, I love your coat," she says to Michelle. And she's like, "Oh, thank you. Getting one of these compliments." And she's like, "You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of my son's, like an outfit my son has." And we're like, "Oh, okay, that's interesting." She's like, "Yeah, except his doesn't have the face on it in that same spot." She had like the hood back. He's like, "Yeah, his has like a tail on it instead." And we're like, "Okay, interesting." And then she's like, "Yeah, he was wearing it at this thing called, I swear to God, this is true, at Anthrocon or like something like that." And I mean,
no.
we're just looking at each other. And we are thinking to ourselves, oh no. And Michelle hates the furries. She wants a full genocide of the furries. So Michelle is not pleased to be compared to an Anthrocon
So this
goer.
whole time, maybe that lady who came up to buy it was like a furry, and they were looking for that sort of coat.
She was on her way to Anthrocon and she needed a costume. She forgot hers at home. So like as we're leaving, she's like, "Yeah, it looks great on you. I don't know about my son's. Like it's a little weird for like a 30-year-old man to be wearing a fuzzy bear outfit, but hey, he's my son, so I love him." And we're like, "Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for this information. Have a wonderful day." And we turned 360 degrees and walked out. And so Michelle was just reeling from the realization that maybe Michelle Tobean is a little closer to the furry community than she would like to believe. She's real cozy with Cassie these days, seeing some
To
red
this day,
flags.
Michelle is
Did you,
trying to recover
wait,
from
so
the mental trauma.
So this
Indeed.
coat has like a bear head?
I will have to get a picture and put it in the show notes, but it's just like a tan like furry looking coat, and the hood that you can put up over your face just as kind of like a cutesy sort of Japanese looking like bear face on the
Is
hood.
it like the end of Midsommar?
Yes, it's identical to the ending of Midsommar.
I just watched Midsommar
Good movie. I
yesterday
liked
or
it.
2 days ago because I was supposed to discuss it with Mumkey and Florian on Is It Kino, and then
Oh, you
Mumkey just
didn't?
No, Monkey
What
just
happened?
like he's just like too busy. I didn't like one
That's
day
my
before we're supposed to
monkey.
do before we're supposed to do it. He just
Uh-huh.
puts in our group chat like, I don't have the time to do Izakino or watch any of the movies.
Well, at least it gave you a day warning, I guess, but still.
Well, yeah, the
unfortunate.
day before,
Yeah.
I'd already gone and watched like all the shit.
Was there more than one?
Yeah, there was. Well, it's funny because I said I want. He was
Monkey,
like,
monkey.
he was like, pick a thing, pick like an underrated movie you want to talk about, and I was like, Turbo Kid, 100% Turbo Kid, and they were like,
right, yeah.
and they were like, okay, cool, we'll watch Turbo Kid, and then like later on in the week, Florian is like, he's like, hey, have you seen some movie? It was like some new movie with Christian Bale, and I'm like, no, and he's like, we're gonna talk about that too. And I'm like, I gotta go to the theater and watch a movie. Like, what the? I thought
you
Ford
paid
versus
money, too.
Ferrari.
Well, I didn't. I skipped out, and then I was like,
Oh, okay.
And then he's like, okay, we're also going to talk about the new Rick and Morty and Midsommar, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ,
A lot of things. That's a lot of things.
I don't want to do any of those, but I did.
Action-packed
I did watch the new Rick and Morty, and I did watch Midsommar just for this. I didn't get to watch whatever this Christian Bale film is, and I don't really want to, but whatever. Yeah. So
Ben,
I
I
don't know.
can't
and
believe
then
you would-
it gets fucking
Yeah, man.
postponed indefinitely on my ass.
I can't believe you would come out here and make a straight-up drama video against one Mumkey Jones.
Yeah.
It's never been done before, as I understand
Yeah.
it, and you are breaking new ground here by exposing him as the hack, fraud, canceller of plans, a real Indian giver.
That
of,
poor little
you know.
baby needs all the defense he can get.
I'm just the guy to give it.
Well, ain't that just the way?
Well, I was
I
until
really
now.
would have wanted to watch that though.
I would like
I've
to
never
see it,
seen it. I've never seen Izakino. It's just never been a thing I wanted to
No?
look at.
Oh, I watched. I remember feeling me and Asperger are like bosom buddies over our love of Law-Abiding Citizen, starring Russell Crowe. Yeah, Russell Crowe.
Is
Ooh,
that
man,
true?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean,
I've never seen-
we never spoke about it, but he did love that movie, and I also love that movie.
I have never seen Law-Abiding Citizens.
It's based.
Okay, all right, pretty epic.
That's all there is to it, Ben. It's based.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can't argue with quality.
You know, I mean, it's about a man. It's about a man going to any lengths to get revenge for his significant other, his wife in this case, being, let's just say, manhandled a bit negatively. And we all know how Asperger feels about those things. He won't have
boy.
that.
Oh, no.
So,
boy, yeah, okay.
Oh dear.
God, let's okay. God, I hope nobody knows what you're talking about.
that'll never get old.
Should we cut this part?
No, why? That's funny.
It's
I mean,
fine.
is
It's
it not
kinda
okay
funny.
to make jokes about a
It's-
man who actually, laid his hands upon another?
It's kind of.
I think
all
it's
right,
fair
all
game.
right, let's move on.
Okay, all right,
I'm
fair,
uncomfortable, but it's pretty funny.
I'm very comfortable. But anyway,
Okay, cool.
Did I have another thing? Oh, you know what? Small baby little anecdote here. I was just driving to pick up Michelle from work, and on an overpass I drove under. Simply the words. Now, it's rare for me to see what to me was basically a meme, but this made it more real in my mind. Just on this overpass was spray painted the words, in Cincinnati, Ohio, out here in the Midwest doing bullshit. Just the words, Epstein didn't kill himself, written on a bridge in real life
Good-
that like
good for
everyone
them.
was seeing.
Doing
Good
God's
for that
work.
bridge.
Good job.
It's it just makes me reflect on how this isn't just funny internet memes. This is things that kind of the real world
No.
probably gives a shit about, which is totally fair. Oopsie doopsie. There we go again.
I found myself I was listening to the news in the background, and they were saying something about there was Prince Andrew, son of Prince, not son, brother to Prince Charles, the less cool Prince, son
I
of
thought he
the
was
Queen.
the Queen's favorite, though. I heard he was her
I
favorite.
don't fucking know.
I
I've
don't
never
know.
fucking heard of this guy. Prince Charles is always in the news. Prince
Yeah,
Andrew is
yeah.
not. Prince Andrew has a suspiciously close friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, and there was an interview where he was talking about stuff, and it was like, what's going on?
That was a
people
rough
knew,
one.
But anyway, they were talking about Jeffrey Epstein on the news, and they were saying Epstein, who hung himself in his
Oh, come
prison
on
cell.
now, guys.
And
come
I
on.
just it was an unconscious reaction. I was like, no, he didn't. I just said out loud, no, he didn't. It wasn't a meme. I wasn't trying to be funny. I was like, oh yeah, I guess it's true. because I said it without thinking about it.
Oh, you know what I heard about? I heard that one Steven Crowder, who I'm sure everybody here loves intensely, is going to do a show where he's going to attempt to snap his own spine in the ways that it's been reported that Epstein did. What? And I don't know. He said he's doing a live stream or something. He's going to put like a gauge around his neck and attempt to gauge how much force is being applied as he ties himself up and like jumps off a bunk bed that they've constructed.
This sounds like a liberal's wet dream, because like on the one hand you can either prove that Epstein didn't kill himself, or Steven Crowder will die.
We could all get behind this one.
I'm coming around.
It does make me feel warm to see how everybody is on this bullshit about how Epstein definitely didn't. I mean, Epstein just committing suicide, whoopsie doopsie, is not the full story. We're all seeing.
We should cross the aisle and be bipartisan and just run the corpse of Jeffrey Epstein for president in 2020.
The one man you can trust to not kill himself in office.
I mean, it's still sort of sad though. Like, it's a meme, and it can be spread as a meme, and people can say it and spray paint it everywhere. But like, nobody actually has any information on who did cover it up. They did their job correctly. Nobody has any leads. He didn't kill himself, and we can't prove who it was.
And I'll happily say, as I always do, like, it is I think there are conspiracies. Like, I know, like, there are versions of the tale where Epstein was like pressured or convinced to, in some ways, like, kill himself.
Himself. Yeah. I mean, I guess I know what you mean.
There are levers that can be pulled to make someone commit suicide because like worse things will be done to, I don't know, people they love, or they're like things like that.
We're gonna chuck
I'm pretty sure if you're forced to kill yourself, it's not actually suicide anymore.
That's legally speaking, you might be right. But like it's just, I'm just so disappointed by the lack of what's the word, credulity or incredulity by many people who just report it as fact. Like, yeah, definitely killed himself.
I mean, the mainstream media is obviously just going to step in line and say what they need to say, and there's no chance.
What do they even gain? But money. Everyone is like, this is, we don't believe you.
That's the thing is like the people who orchestrated his murder. And who can manipulate the media into saying for sure that, not even trying to look into it. Like, you can't report on, any of your journalists who want to go nosing around, tell them to stop.
Conspiracy theorists, madmen.
Like, it's like somebody or some group of people just have the power to do that, and that's sucks.
I mean, we need our Lord and Savior, Alyx Jones, to get involved and really start getting to the bottom of this mystery.
I want to see Alyx Jones snapping necks and be like, nope, it required more force than it took to do Epstein. Let me tell you. Have you guys seen that wonderful image of him on like his male vitality supplement or whatever, where it's a before and after him with his like, fat man, what's the word, like dad bod.
Alex and then like Jones after is the 1 month, of a vital male.
And after 1 month of using it, it's just him. He looks exactly the same, but significantly redder. Like his whole body is just glowing with male vitality. And he chose that.
I love all those memes where it's that video of him like pointing.
It's like
at
a Pokemon
like, hey,
using overheat or something like that.
I love all those memes where it's like the video of him like pointing at someone's like, hey, you, fuck you, and he starts running towards them, but it's like cut out and put on game footage. Like there was a Minecraft one where a creeper blew him up.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Or actually, a better comparison is like, it's like Regigigas with like slow start, where for 3 turns, he's just a normal mortal man. But on turn 4, he's at full capacity, and he's sprinting at you as fucking Regigigas. Oh my god, here comes the super
Alex Jones.
I love Pokemon. Let's talk about Pokemon.
That's a great idea, Ben.
We can talk about Pokemon and politics through the lens of Alex Jones. It all comes together.
Oof. Beat the game. It was good. I had a fun time.
No, it was a joke, Nate. We don't actually have to talk about Pokemon.
Go watch the new content episode me and Digi produced, where we go into it at length in a what's the word, separate but equal podcast to the PCP, just for Pokemon discussion.
Oh yeah. Speaking of,
more of 3/5 of a podcast, I'd say.
Are you gonna do new Rixty minutes?
Oh, that's the next one coming up. Yep, we're definitely doing new Rixty minutes.
Cool. Has there been another Rick and Morty since the first one? came
I
out?
think 3 episodes are out now. I
Okay,
believe.
I
I
should
haven't
watch
watched
those.
At least 2.
because I'm dumb and I forgot. what was
I'll
happening.
give you the short version on episode 1, which is the only one I've seen so far. It was good, bordering on great, but not amazing. And I'm looking forward to see if it gets better or worse, or I don't know. We'll have to see.
I liked it. It was fun.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It was fun, and it was still Rick and Morty. So
It was. I was
What more
not
can you ask
majorly
for?
disappointed at all.
Fuck yeah. I
Fuck
saw
yeah.
the premiere and I saw episode 2 and I thought the second episode was pretty mediocre, but the
Ooh,
premiere was
okay.
pretty good.
That's the opposite of what I was hoping for. I was hoping it would ramp up as it keeps going.
I haven't
We'll
watched
see.
any of them. I've just been watching Beastars and The Mandalorian, which
Mm.
are both fucking sick.
oh shit, have you got Disney Plus?
No, I have the LeadX.to, my favorite streaming service. Everything's
Lead
there.
X.
Yeah.
Lead X.
You guys heard about
LeadX.
Monkey,
Is that
Monkey showed me.
legal?
Monkey showed me this app, and maybe I shouldn't talk about it publicly, but here I am.
Yeah.
It's called TTV, and it just gets everything. Like
That sounds good.
I couldn't find any like rips of Rick and Morty on like through Googling, and I'm like, hey Monkey, where do I see it? And he tells me about this app called TEA.TV, and I just get
Spill
on
that
there
tea,
and I
babe.
type in like Rick and Morty season 4. And like in 0 time, there's like 50 different file versions of the new episodes, and he says that
can you
legit,
stream
can
them
just
there?
find fucking anything on there for free.
Do you have to torrent them, or are they streaming there?
Well, I downloaded it to my phone.
Oh, okay.
They were streaming, but I downloaded it because it wouldn't because it was the phone
lagging
wouldn't
and-
sputter or lag or anything, and so I don't know. That seems pretty cool.
There's always
seems
gonna
like
be a
it
new
worked.
one of those. which is
Worked
good.
as intended. Fuck the police.
You hear that
I
knock
hear
on
ya.
your door? That's the police. They're listening to this podcast right now. They're coming for you.
Oh, that the other day, I made a bit of a cheeky tweet as like it was some Nintendo put out a tweet that was like, hey, it's like the 15-year anniversary of the Nintendo DS. Like, name some of your favorite games? And I, as an epic meme lord, tweeted out I retweeted that and said, what was it, like the Homebrew channel. Excellent game. Really had a lot of fun with that one or something. And I think Keyblade Spirit, that motherfucker, said like, wasn't it actually on the 3DS, the Homebrew channel?
Yeah.
But you know what the fuck I mean. My R4 card, my
Yeah.
Ace card 2i.
I almost
served
said
me
it,
well.
but I was like,
Don't
I
let him
get
get
the
under your
idea.
skin, Nate.
I won't. Damn you, Keyblade. Now I'm mad.
Don't
I
give him
failed.
the
I
Favorite play on my
satisfaction.
DS
I won't
was
immediately lets me get under your skin.
Quake 2 multiplayer. Yeah, that was.
What did I play on that? I mean, I emulated a bunch of stuff. I played a million games. I think I actually played, ironically, Mother 3 on my PSP, emulating it on there instead. But it was a wonderful time, and it was a great.
I did
PSP
they
was
had
great
a
console.
great art app for the DS on DS Homebrew called Colors, and it was crazy because
Yeah.
the screen on the DS has pressure sensitivity, so this art program was basically just turned your DS into a tiny little Wacom tablet. And I did a bunch of art projects in college on my DS because I was too lazy to get up and go to my computer.
I don't blame you. Oh, that's
Yeah.
sick. That's sick. Picto Chat will always be in my heart, and I'll never forget it. Greatest app of all time.
Press F for DS.
All right, well,
You guys hear
Anyway,
about? You guys know who Jennifer Diane Reitz is, or maybe Reitz? I think it's Reitz.
I don't think so.
don't know.
She is a lol cow. She is like an old ass meme of a lol cow, and I've mentioned her 1 or 2 times because coincidentally I used to post on the same Spore forums as her. Like in the lead up to the release of Spore, I was on this forum called Gaming Steve. Which was like one of the places where like the most it had like one of the most active like Spore fan communities.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
because we were all really hyped for Spore.
Yeah.
It was going to be a game
Yeah,
changer,
yeah.
and
All led astray.
You were. I remember that.
and there was a poster on there called Jennifer Diane Reitz, and it turned out she was like kind of a famous lol cow, and I didn't know it at the time, but she was active there. And I went and I read one of her old webcomics yesterday. It took me like all day. The comic was called Unicorn Jelly, and it's really funny. It gets kind of good, but it's like I was thinking about maybe she's lecture worthy. Maybe
Sure,
not
sure.
specifically Unicorn Jelly, but like maybe just all of her comics together. Because I mean, okay, like Unicorn Jelly is pretty complicated, but like it's mostly complicated in that like she puts there's like all this lore, like there's a whole like science of how that universe works. Like I feel like the story is almost just a vehicle for her to like come up with weird sci-fi concepts of like how like gravity it works like through a completely different mechanism in this world, and how like the universe is structured in a completely different way, and it's based on like different fundamental physics laws and stuff. And I don't know, the art style is really funny because there will be like really big, pretty detailed like scenery shots that like you can tell a lot of effort went into, and that actually sometimes look pretty cool. But then like the actual character art looks like I think the whole thing was drawn with a mouse, and like the art like the character art is like super bad sometimes, like most of the time, like it's like mushy, like pseudo anime, like Dominic Deegan.
I like the design.
Shit.
I just googled it. Unicorn Jelly, herbs herself looks cute. It's a cute design for.
You mean the jelly
guy.
itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Which I assume is the main character. I don't know if that's wrong.
You know, basically not at all.
Okay.
I mean, there are things that the unicorn, it's Uni. There are things that Uni does, and like Uni is in the story through most of it, but like he I think it's a he is definitely not the main character. It's the main characters are basically his adoptive mother, who is like a witch who is just like shit at magic. Well, it's not even that she's shit at magic and it's a problem. It's she's a witch, but like she literally does no magic over the course. She just doesn't engage with it. It's like not important. And then her like adoptive daughter, who is actually like a human girl who gets in like early on, she gets like infected with like a crystal disease, and like the magic of Uni's unicorn magic like cures her, but it doesn't fully cure her, and like the crystals like stay in her body and they're like in her brain, and they turn her into like a supercomputer girl kinda, and it's like it turns into some fucking like Gurren Lagann like migrate all of humanity across the cosmos stuff.
Ooh, that
And
happens
its
in Promare,
website
actually.
is fucking
a lot of Promare.
insane.
I
I'm
love
on
it.
unicornjelly.com. And
It's very classic.
It's
very 90s.
It's so like
It's so good.
like Angel Fire.
I feel so
era.
at home right now. Like this odd sense of calm is washing over me as I relive my childhood.
Yeah, Tom, Mr. Everyone should have their own website. Well, here she is, living the dream.
I like there's Unicorn Jelly continues as a film noir side story that takes place in the same universe. To save her follows an alternate version KY and a cast of familiar faces as they seek a mysterious goal while traveling among many different alternate versions of the universe of Trislamastia. I can't even pronounce that.
Tristle. Universe.
The saga continues, I guess.
Wait, what? Where's it called?
To save.
What's it called?
It's called To Save Her. There's a button right below the Unicorn Jelly.
Yeah, I clicked on that.
Oh, to say, whoa, okay, film noir side story. What the fuck? Okay, I didn't even find this. Holy shit, there's like a lot of it. There's like hundreds of pages more. Hooray, the adventure continues.
Damn.
I like a lot of the sprite art. It looks nice.
Yeah,
Sometimes it looks
is that
sometimes
bad.
it looks good. Yeah, like okay, there are times when like they do like a close up. In particular, there's like a little girl character with like big sparkly eyes who's like, friend, who looks really bad. Like when you close up, close-ups on faces are really, they can be pretty fucking shit sometimes.
Ooh, I just
it's
clicked
not,
on.
But you're right. Like it's not all bad. Like there's
Yeah.
there's times when it actually is kind of neat. But there's like radio dramas. But there's like bits that like she and her people like recorded like radio sort of like sound clips of like conversations the characters were having, and it's pretty neat. There's a game. There's like a chess game that exists in this world called Tassen that I think she made rules for.
Yeah, there's rules for that. There's a card game. There's D&D 3.5 rule sets for all the creatures, so you can put them in your campaigns.
Yeah, and all the characters have stat blocks and stuff.
This is kind of legit.
I know, right? But
what's she up to these
So how
days?
is this a lolcow? Is it just the comic just cringe?
Okay, well
Yeah,
the
good
thing that
question.
she has a bunch of like really weird comics like this. Like there's other ones besides Unicorn
Do
Jelly.
things get way sexy later? 'Cause that could do it.
Well, there's a little bit of fan service with
Uh-oh.
two dudes. There's like a whole page that's like it's called like the yaoi like fan service page or something, and it's just kind of like a romantic like kissing with their shirts off kind of.
That seems
it's funny.
fine.
It's
Yeah.
funny. Okay, the thing that Jennifer is most known for is the Kokoro Wish comic.
Oh, that's her. Oh,
yes,
of course. Okay.
Jennifer
okay.
Diane Wrights is the Kokoro Wish person.
I
She's also
gotcha.
old as fuck. She's got to be like pushing 60 now. Like when she
Live
was
your dream.
making Unicorn Jelly, she was like 43.
What?
Some of us bloom a little bit later than others, Ben. She's
Yeah.
about to hit her stride.
And that
Basically.
was in like 2002, so that's like 7. Yeah, she's like 60.
Holy shit.
Well,
I think I don't know if she's online anywhere anymore. I think she might have retired from the limelight.
Damn.
In
I couldn't
doing
blame her.
Unicorn Jelly, I have used up 3 mice so far. I guess I am pretty hard on mice. The mouse
Oh,
I
she-
like is a Microsoft IntelliPoint.
so she
Which
draws
is
with
a
a mouse.
It says it right
Yeah,
there.
there's- knew it.
there's a whole page. There's a whole page about how Unicorn Jelly is created, and it's just a wall of text about how she uses a mouse.
Do you think it'd be possible to like actually acquire skill at drawing with a mouse?
Absolutely.
Maybe that
Of
had like
course.
button sensitivity or something?
There's definitely people who draw with mouses.
Yeah.
Holy
Okay.
shit, the Unicorn Jelly forums are still up.
Yeah.
Okay,
Any updates?
like every single like part of the forum, the last post was in like 2017. Except wait,
yeah.
there's one post in the generic all-purpose forum on October 5th, 2019. Let's see what Shivers have to say. Okay, it's in a thread called "What do you like better, GTA Xbox 360 or GTA 5 PS4?"
Okay. What's the
okay.
verdict?
There is. Wait, there's.
I'm dying to know now.
I'm
I don't know,
making
I
an
don't
account
care.
right now.
Ben. I
Wait,
need
Okay,
to
fine.
know.
There's one reply,
Okay.
and someone named Aryx replies GTA 5 on a Sinclair ZX80.
PC Gaming Master Race. Okay, there you go.
Exactly. Anyway,
The-
I'm gonna read more Jennifer
Sounds
Diane
good.
Wrights.
There's
It's cool.
there's a thread on 9/11 conspiracy theories
Is
that
it-
was updated in 2019.
wait.
I'm trying to find.
Ben, you have to post in the forums about Epstein not killing himself. And get
That's
the
fair.
ball rolling all over again.
How Epstein
wonder
did
if-
9/11.
Can I register?
If
Yes.
it's still up, I guess.
Yeah. Okay,
How
well
can you
here
get
we
this
go. This is
involved
my
in-
new adventure.
Ben, what if I made a little, what's it called? Unicorn Jelly Slimoid, maybe bringing the two great series together for
Unicorn
one
Jelly-
climactic clash.
I mean, I think it goes without saying that Unicorn Jelly is canon to
No
RFCK.
no doubt about it.
The plot of like they have to go between like these like world plates, like the world in this triskaidekaphobia universe is whatever is like instead of planets, like the whole universe is full of air, and there aren't planets. There are these big triangular plates called world plates that are just like
That's kind of cool.
formed into this big like Serpiansky triangle formation, just like in space, and they have to go from one to another to escape like a storm that is like destroying plates and is gonna fucking
Right.
wreck their home world. But like,
Well, I've heard worse.
the native life on all the non-human native life on all these other worlds is like crystalline life, and slimes are a form of crystal life. Well, there's red life, which is like living things that are full of blood. Green life, which is plants, and then there's white life, which is like crystal shit that is full of this like white like goo.
I'm hearing Slimoids, Stay Deads, and Red Man are all.
Yeah, Red Man is
they
the
originate.
he's the one form of red life that migrated from Triskelion,
Ooh, that's good lore.
and we gotta get him. We gotta send him back.
We got to build the wall and send him back over it. It's the only no crystals in our country, no sir.
Oh my god, otakuworld.com. What is the fuck?
Oh, that sounds.
Is that
great.
related?
It's she links to it somewhere. I taken aback by the logo.
Oh wow! It really speaks for itself. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. You need to see
Wait,
this
I gotta
for
see. I
yourself.
gotta see. Is it
In the main chat. In the main
is
chat
it
thing.
in the main chat though?
I
Oh,
put it-
Yes.
Otaku World.
Oh, imagine that you're sailing over Otaku World.
Wait,
You're like,
wait.
oh, watch out! There's the World Eye, and then you accidentally sail into the World Mouth and fall to the
This is
center
like-
of the Earth.
This is all right.
Before
about
Merryweather
us.
made like Black Hole Chan and Earth Chan and stuff.
Otaku World is co-run by Jennifer Diane Wright's
Hey, there you go.
webmistress, and then there's 2 webmaster people.
But is she still active?
I
That's
don't
the
know.
question.
I like this
website
website though. This is really funny.
Boys
did you
and
find
girls,
that
we
on-
could go on all day about the delights
I
of
could talk
Otaku
about
World.
Unicorn. Stay tuned for more of my hot takes about Jennifer Diane Wright's webcomics from 2002.
Did her selfish boyfriend ever agree to make that full video game that she would then furnish for art? What is her Kokoro wish ever granted? That's what I want to know.
It's a great question, and I don't have an answer for you.
I
but
pray
maybe
every night for an
maybe
answer.
one day I will.
Diane,
Jennifer Diane Wright
I stand
was
with
born
you.
December 30th, 1959.
Yeah,
How old would
that's
she
like
be
60
then?
or 59 or something
Yeah,
like that.
60. December. Well, almost.
Right,
She's
right.
going on 60. 59 going on
Good
60.
Lord.
Hell,
You gotta
in
celebrate her
December.
birthday. Wait, December what? Her birthday's coming
30th.
up.
30th, yeah.
We got,
December
my God.
30th?
That's
Yep.
like a 1 month and
It's a
6
month
days
away.
from today.
Yeah.
Ben, you gotta do
Well,
Happy
something
birthday,
special.
Diane.
Maybe I'll fucking
Send her a
put her
Christmas
out of her
card.
misery.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
I should do something. I should do.
Grant her Kokoro a wish. Make her a game, Ben. Make her a game.
You gotta make some.
Maybe-
You gotta make the version of Spore you were all waiting for back in the day.
Oh my God! Okay, all right. The scene is the Hey Arnold Christmas special. You've got that Mr. Wynn or whatever his name was is there inside being like, oh, no one ever granted my Kokoro wish. I spend Christmas alone, sad every year. And you, Ben, you are Helga Pataki standing outside, sending in your anthropomorphized game into the house. Knock on the door. She opens the door. It's a game furnished with everything but art, ready to go. It's the most wonderful experience, and you stand outside as Helga, just saying, "Merry Christmas, Diane." Merry
I can
Christmas."
I
Credits
can just
roll.
see this
It's a
as the
heartwarming
scene from
moment.
Hey Arnold, but with like shittily pasted like Twitter avatars over the faces.
Oh God, please someone make it happen. Someone make that happen. This is a
Yeah.
perfect moment for you to get retweeted by the PCP Twitter account. And oh my God, you could put that on your gravestone. Retweeted by the PCP Patreon. Wait, no, Twitter, whatever. Also donate to our Patreon, please, at patreon.com/the
If you're donating to the Patreon, your chances of getting a retweet go way up.
They significantly rise. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, I know. Damn it! I know there are other JDR comics. I can't remember any of them right now, but a lot of them do involve like slime or jelly. She definitely
She's
has
got the soul of a
has
slime boy in her heart, no
She
doubt.
definitely has a certain affinity for that kind.
I think
Here we
those
go. The
crystals that
Jennyverse.
populate her
Oh, here it
world,
is,
they have to be podrins, right? They've got to be.
Jenny. Oh yes, Pastel Defender Heliotrope. That's the other one. Which now that okay, well obviously I have to read it. I think those are the two main ones: is Unicorn Jelly and Pastel Defender Heliotrope. I'm opening that right now.
Sounds great. Report back with results.
Ben says
I'm on
nothing
it.
for the rest of the podcast. Just enamored by this new story.
And apparently this one ran for another 4 years after, from 2004 to 2008. So after Unicorn Jelly, there was Pastel
the work
Defender
output
Heliotrope.
is impressive, especially.
Yeah, she put out a comic. She put out a comic like every weekday,
God
and
damn.
some of them are just, like they start out as just like 3-panel strips, but like some of them are like big like splash pages. There are some that are like 12 panels or more. Yeah, like the work ethic is admirable. This is a thing. Like I genuinely have come around a bit on like Christine Weston Chandler. That is like she like say what you want about her and like her work. Her art skill, you know, you're like her skill level you can criticize all you want, but she has put out a lot of work, and like she has clearly there's time put in there, and you have to respect that.
Indeed.
You have to
There
respect
was
that
like
if nothing
a
else.
video or a vlog I wanted to make at some point saying Chris Chan's a better artist than you because Chris Chan
Yeah, that's
actually
great.
outputs
Ooh, I like that.
like
That's a
That
content
really
really
light a
good-
fire under somebody's
and
that is a
everybody
really
else. Like
good
you can
hook.
be as good as you want, but if you don't produce anything, because like there was a definition of art that was on like a YouTube video that I found really interesting. I think it was by Simon Sinek saying like if you are a master like craftsman at like your chosen art, but you don't share it with anybody, it's not art. You're just a craftsperson. To be an artist, you have to publish something. And in that
Yeah,
regard, I
sure,
was, like,
sure.
the point is that like Chris Chan's obviously a better artist than like 99% of people that don't actually produce anything.
That's super good. and a great
That's
take
a very
that I will
excellent
defend.
YouTube clickbait title.
Yeah,
There's no doubt in my mind.
So
That's a good one.
It's also
that's been
yes.
brewing for a few months in the old noggin. Because I'm waging a silent war against art culture because I hate it.
Right, understandable.
As Nate,
Well, it needs to be
Nate knows,
replaced,
he
right?
saw the opening
Make
salvo.
art culture great again, boys.
Yeah.
What is art culture?
A bunch of whining entitled babies who
Oh,
are
yes, I
constantly
remember
on
you
the
saying
internet
that.
being like sorry for themselves instead of like making their lives better, and I hate it.
They say drama
I'm
sells,
making
you know?
things.
Yeah.
I'm making things every day. I got really close to like finishing the sketches of this one comic that I've been working on for a while. And the sketching part is the hardest part. Like getting everything like laid out on like where the character is, where the speech bubble is going, and how to go from one panel to the next in a cool way or, you know, an average way just so that it works. And I'm stuck right at the end because I didn't write exactly what happens right at the end.
yeah,
It's so it sucks so much. If there's any like lesson to learn here, it's to do like as much pre-production as possible and early along as possible. Like write down a description of what you think the panel should look like, even because then when it comes to drawing, you know, drawing one wrong line or a wrong pose takes a lot longer than typing
It's true.
the pose that you want.
Yeah.
Wait. So what are you stuck on exactly? Let me just
I'm
make
stuck
sure I
on-
understand exactly what you mean.
I'm right at the end of this thing, but the thing is, I had a script. Like
Yeah.
I wrote up a script for what happens in the comic, and this last bit, it doesn't have like. There was a complication. I had to add something in. I'm thinking, it's just sort of like ruining the flow, and I don't know how to reconcile it. And it's like I'm only like 3 or 4 pages away from it being done. It's like 80 something pages long.
Oh,
see.
awesome.
So it's like, ugh.
that reminds. Okay, like when I'm making Slime and Punishment, and Slime and Punishment has I had a couple of like, I guess none of them are like necessarily the ending, but I had a couple of like scenes of like this will conclude in this way, like like I had like the big moments in mind of like this happens and this and everything else is about like setting up and building towards making those conclusions happen, right? So I kind of know the endings, and I'll because then like shit happened on Twitter, and like you know, Christine responded to stuff, and like some people on Twitter, trolls mostly, were saying like, Ben, don't listen to her. Do not do what she wants. This is your comic. And like, it's true. It is my comic, and I will do what I want. But the thing is that I find it satisfying and like a cool sort of creative exercise to like build Chris's input for her character into the story. Like the character should do what she would do. So I find it like a cool challenge, and it's valuable to me to be like, how can I accommodate this into the story? Like the things that are going to happen are still going to happen. But so like I'm working on a detour now where Phantom Horn goes to the Alpha timeline to accomplish some weird shit, some weird fucking shit that Chris made up that she wants to happen in the Alpha timeline, and it's really strange and funny. So that's another reason I was like, you know what, it would be funny. It's just like, this is so fucking bizarre that I kind of just want to include it just for the sake of it.
I know we've talked about this before a little bit, but I just the one thing I'm most disappointed by with Christine is her insistence on the fact that like Phantom has obtained his horn, his arc is over. There is like, that ruins the character to do that. But
yes, it is a nightmare. It is an absolute fucking nightmare. But you know what? I mean, we live in a world of we live in a multiverse of infinite possibilities.
Right.
So I can't sit here and tell you that such a thing could never happen.
Oh, of course not.
I can't do that. I can't do that. However, I can correct this little
I mean, there's
in
nothing to stop
continuity.
this horn from like rotting or something, like corrupting and having to be sawn off, otherwise he dies.
I mean, something must be done. Something will be done.
On earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah, as above, so below.
Hey, by the way, speaking of artistic integrity, I just wanted to say that, so for the last bonus PCP episode we did like a game development one, and a lot of us talked about our projects and stuff, and you should definitely go listen to the one, because that was a great episode. $5, patreon.com/the Procrastinators. 32 full fucking bonus episodes now. Jesus Christ, what a deal. And I wanted to say that, like, I talked to you guys a bunch about the game that I'd been working on with my buddy Janos for a year, or like we worked on it for several months or whatever before I started doing YouTube, and then I broke off to go to YouTube, blah blah blah. And like we produced art assets, and I showed a bunch of that stuff, but I didn't have a working demo of the game. But it just because I so wanted to, I spent like a full day opening up my old laptop where I'd been working on that game, trying to run the game, trying to get an exportable exe file that I could share, and I couldn't do it. But I went back and I like fixed some broken things in like the code and made like a working developer version of the game and was able to export it so it works as intended on like Windows systems. And that's gonna be attached to the episode so people can play the one basic ass level that exists without any animations. Like the basic functionality worked.
Pretty cool.
And I loved doing it. And it made me be like, oh, maybe I could like work on this game again. It's like really fun and really good.
Do it.
So maybe I fucking will, dude. Maybe I fucking
Level
will.
up. Become
involved
more than a YouTuber. Become someone of actual value.
Maybe I can do both. Maybe I can be a value person and valueless person at the same time.
I gotta link you to my old vlog, analysis where creativity goes to die. So it'll be inspired to actually
you're not
make
wrong.
things.
I mean, that's why I like Red Letter Media, because like all along they're also like occasionally just like make a movie,
Right?
And that's like
they're putting their money where their mouth is.
And I respect that greatly. But like I loved it so much. I feel I'm gonna keep that exclusive to the bonus episode, but I gotta tell you, I really want to release it to like the public at large because I like it so much and I want people to see it.
Well,
so maybe we'll consider that a limited time restriction to the bonus episode, and then afterward I'll let the boys out there take a look.
Just force yourself to release it to the public in a further developed state.
Oh, I'll censor every asset in the game, and it's only available on the bonus episode. I could do that. Oh, it felt so good programming. I mean, I worked for years as a programmer, and it could feel satisfying. But I mean, that was, whatever. That's work. It's a job, not that interesting. But like, you're working on your project, and then you get it working, and you get an exportable exe that people can play. Oh, it feels good. Oh, it feels real good. So it's good stuff. And I believe I did in fact make those sprites, and I feel real good about them. And I love them. And they're not animated as there's a GIF that Gib produced of the little animation in the bonus episode. So that go look at that to see what it would look like if QT Bass Drop, as I've decided to call her from that episode.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino Bass Drop.
That's her full name. Quentin Tarantino Bass Drop is her full name. So it has been decreed. Anyway, good stuff. Good stuff. Go watch that episode.
It was
voicemails. Voicemails.
I think it's time. Well,
got something else, Kid?
Well, I had just I've been cleaning out my room.
No. I think we got it. No, I think we're gonna have to move along.
No, I want to know about the room situation.
Well, I was just cleaning out my room, and I was finding stacks upon stacks of lined paper and yes, fat stacks of paper, money that is.
Oh yeah.
No, lined paper and like a scroll of paper, and all of this unused, just sitting there like. Blank paper, huge amounts of it, all these notebooks and stuff, and I'm looking at them, and I want to draw on them, but I don't also want to draw on them because drawing sucks, and it's
Haven't
bad.
you been drawing a lot in your comic and stuff?
Well, yeah, but it's online. It's on the internet superhighway. The tablet.
Right.
So, I've got all this paper and I don't know what to do with it. Like, if I fill it up with stuff, if I need to use it anywhere, I'll have to scan it or take a picture, and that's a fucking...
Taking a picture's easy, though, right? I mean, you could, it's just an extra little...
Yeah, but it's...
down the track.
Scanning it in is like, if I wanted to actually use it for something, I would need to do that. Right.
When I
just
did
use Cam
the,
Scanner.
Because the first Vapors chapter, I sketched in pencil and then scanned it in, and it was such a nightmare because I drew it on big paper, and it was too big for the scanner. So I had to take I had to scan from 4 different angles and then combine the 4 scans into one image and
Did you
line
have to
them all up.
remove imperfections from the scanning process?
You guys just got to use Cam
basically.
Scanner. It'll solve all your problems.
What is that, Tom? What
Download
is that?
download the app for your phone called Cam Scanner.
Yeah.
You open it up. It works just like a camera. You take a photo of the page, and it detects the corners of the paper, and you can manually adjust them if need be. And then it like adjusts the perspective so it's flat, like it was in a camera, like a scanner bed, and then does some post processing to clean up the image, and then you can save it anywhere. And then it's like your phone scanned it, and you don't have to worry about finagling with a scanner or anything. It's way faster. It's way easier.
Sounds good.
I found an incredibly helpful thing because I was I was reformatting Slime and Punishment for Tapastic and Webtoon, and it was such a nightmare because it's hundreds of images, it's like 300 something images, and I had to go into each one, like resize it basically, and export, right, and it was really annoying. And someone on some forum or something, I found someone had just made like a widget online that you can, it's specifically for Tapastic and Webtoon, you can just like select images and it will just like spit out a resized version at the correct, and you could do it with whole batches of them. And it saved me hours.
Well, that's
I'm
sick.
overjoyed.
Love the internet like that.
It was called Crappie. And that's it.
Do you think
That's the story.
Do you think it's worth putting Belljape through that?
Yes.
Cause,
Why not?
Well, the only thing is there's all the text underneath the images and also the GIFs and stuff. It would be like...
Yeah,
I don't know if they'd take GIFs.
I don't... Okay, I know Webtoon doesn't. Which is why I haven't put...
Champion?
I haven't put Beastcapades.
Oh,
not
yeah.
Champion. Because Beastcapades was lots of GIFs, and I know... Tapas, I don't think so, but maybe. Webtoon, Webtoon will, but you have to be like a featured creator. Or like it's some fucking bullshit class system
Tear it
horse
down.
shit.
Tear it down.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So
That's why you
yeah.
It's the
use
problem
your
with
own
being
website.
interesting.
All the
Yeah.
rules.
Fair, Tom. That's your answer for everything, Tom. Make
Yeah, but
your own
there's
website.
no- It's the right
I'm
way to
starving in
go.
the streets. Why don't you make your
But
own
there's
website
no.
about it?
I mean, I agree that it's good to have a website, but there's no pre-existing audience there.
Right. So
you
what
can't can't reach people
but,
through
like,
your
here's
website.
The thing. Like we're all of us like fucking pleb creators online, right? We're all like using Twitter and we're using YouTube, and every time YouTube or Twitter
I'm
changes, we all bitch, piss, and moan about how bad it is and how we're getting fucked. But like, if you look at actual brands, like real companies, like businesses that like understand like how the world works, unlike us, none of them do that. All of them use Facebook and YouTube and Twitter as advertising platforms to push you to their website and get you on their email list so they can stay in contact with you one-on-one and not to compete with all the noise of social media. That's like good enough for Coca-Cola. It should be the de facto model. We're all just too lazy to put in the work to actually build a proper platform the way like regular companies would do it, because it is more effective.
It's a snowflake. No snowflake blames itself for the blizzard. It's kind of like no snowflake, individual like Twitter artist or whatever will want to bear the full brunt of creating a new thing. So there's a lot of inertia there, I would imagine.
You don't even just make a website. It's not hard.
Yeah.
Squarespace.
Some of us are retarded,
This episode
Tom.
of the Pro Crastinators podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the excellent. Just go make your website
It
on
fucking
Squarespace.
should be, goddammit. Huel, call me back. Sponsor me, for Christ's sake.
I still
just bought more of your
get
shit.
Huel residuals every now and then. I get like, emails saying someone used your code for Huel. Here's $15
Tom,
off your next
all
order.
right, we gotta talk about that after. I gotta fucking at least get that shit going. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
All right, we'll speak afterward. By the way, Gib, I was gonna say to your point about like wanting to draw in a notebook. I assume because you like that tactile, I don't know, sense or something. I've been when I've been doing the content episodes with Digi, I'll generally either I'll write notes on my whiteboard to like visually read, so it's easy to have know what I'm gonna say, or I'll write in like a physical notebook I have. I have this nice red notebook from my old college days, and I opened it up and I actually just like filled up the last available page, and I couldn't help but notice that like this originally was a Japanese like learning notebook I was using, and it's just filled with page after page after page of me doing exercises and like just repeating kanji and repeating hiragana and like repeating vocabulary words, because I would just endlessly write those over and over in the book to learn them. And it made me just feel like, I mean, this is different from what you were talking about. I was just like, ooh, I really liked learning Japanese. That's another thing I should actively do day to day, which I have definitely been lazy on. Most I've done is like follow a bunch of learn Japanese Twitter accounts, so I'm at least bombarded by a couple of words every day, but it's certainly not enough. One day, meh.
I do like seeing some of these half-filled up books with like years old, like there's one of these has like physics homework things, and then like on another page it's like ideas for a Super Mario World of Warcraft RPG MMO, where you can choose the faction. You can be like a Goomba, and you can level up and get Goomba equipment and run around in a field. I thought that was such a sick idea. And then there's like other game things I wanted to do, and then like spreadsheets I was trying to write up for keeping track of my actual World of Warcraft crafting bullshit. It's nice looking back at all these stupid things I cared about.
You know, just for some reason, that just reminds me of there's a game that came out relatively recently that it was a total indie like Kickstarter game or something, and it is literally exactly like Paper Mario. So it's like filling the niche of the classic Paper Mario and like 1,000-Year Door game. It's supposed to be like it's exactly like them, but it's got the same papercraft design, but it's just about like bugs. It's kind of like Hollow Knight meets Paper Mario, and it looks wonderful, but I just haven't investigated whether it's good or not.
What's it called?
You know, I cannot fucking remember. I'm going to Google it now and see if I can figure it out. But it looked super good. Hang on. Paper Mario bug
I'm curious.
game. It's called Bug Fables. That's the one. An exploration RPG full of bugs on Indiegogo. It was funded.
Man,
and,
I really hope it
looks,
doesn't launch with
Oh
bugs.
yeah, it is just Paper Mario.
And you know what? I fucking loved Paper Mario 1 and 2 especially. So it's an RPG. It looks great. I think like the battle system in Paper Mario was like one of my favorites ever. So I should fucking play this game. Is the long and short of it. I'll get back to you if in fact I do so. That's what I've got. That's my story.
Neat, pretty fucking neato.
I'm always happy to see like a little indie company like come in to like fill the void of like, man, nobody makes Castlevania anymore. And like, so Iga breaks off from Capcom, makes like Bloodstained. And I'm like, yes, this scratches my fucking itch. And whenever that happens, it's always a good thing. More competition, more games. Hey, the better, baby. All right, voicemails. What do you say? I think it's time.
Yeah.
Unless anybody else, yeah. We've got, let's play, of course, our classic PCP voicemail introduction sound clip you all know and love. Here it comes, baby. Here's the voicemails.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the voicemails. I'm so glad you made it through the Pokemon, Politics, Kingdom Hearts, Homestuck, Undertale podcast. Now, this is what you're really here for, right?
Thank you, voicemail
That's
god. That's
Okay,
it.
cool.
That's it. You know, you love
Man,
it. It's
what
that
a
jingle.
searing take that is.
Yeah.
I feel scorched.
I'm roasted. Oh, by the way, voicemail god again called in.
Stick
Again,
a
I'm
fork
not
in
going
me,
to
I'm
play it.
done.
Voicemail God's complaining about how Nate sent in mixed messages. Do I send more voicemails? Do I send less voicemails? Just send good voicemails. That's all. It's not complicated.
Why?
is your
How
answer.
could it? How could he be like confused? It's never about quantity.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. Maybe because
Okay.
some people feel they need to. I mean, voicemail God's the only one who does this. Who feels the need to like? It's like a Regigigas slow start. Like the first 3 voicemails, those are a
This is
throwaway.
Your go-to metaphor today.
Regigigas is everything to me. This truly is the Pokemon Alex Jones podcast. And then
Did
when
you
he
see?
gets
Did
that
you see the
fourth one-
Democratic debates? It was basically
It was like Regigigas, man. Let me tell you, that's Bernie for you in a nutshell. He's slow
10
to go.
Regigigases up on stage.
Okay, now let's get serious. And I'm glad you're here for this, Gib, because we've got Shadow the Hedgehog fan 221711 calling in, and presumably he's got the hottest of takes.
Fuck
Let's
yes.
see what he has to say. And go.
Do you guys like Shadow the Hedgehog from the Sonic video
No.
game series?
Oh, right. That's the
No.
whole voicemail.
Yeah, the whole answer is no. Next.
No, it's yes.
game was
it's
fucking
yes
hilarious.
because he's like
So cool.
and that's like he's so cool. You see,
He has a gun and sick roller skates.
I've never played a Sonic game in my entire life.
Really?
Yes.
play
Wow.
Shadow the
Shadow's
Hedgehog
where you
as
wanna
your
start.
first Sonic game.
Well, I played a little bit of like Sonic and Knuckles.
Let me
at, like, a
let me
friend's house
convince
as,
you
like, a
in
kid.
one sentence, Ben. Shadow is absolutely a killer.
That's
Oh,
true.
well, sure.
That's so true.
I mean,
yeah,
I know
Killer
I know
is very much
the-
a Shadow the Hedgehog.
I understand the man.
Can anyone really
and
understand the man?
No.
hedgehog.
To say you
he's the
understand the
ultimate life
man,
form.
Right,
proves
right.
you don't understand the man at all.
I was just watching a bunch of Sonic Adventure videos by a guy called the Black Hooded Gamer.
Okay.
I don't know why. They got recommended to me. I watched like a bunch of like several hour-long videos he made explaining the appeal of Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay, sure.
I know
for that.
everything about Sonic Adventure, and I don't know why
I played the
bothered.
fuck out of Sonic Adventure 2 back in the day. Game was sick. Well, a
I
third of
saw
that
you,
game was
Nate,
sick.
play
The rest
Sonic
of it was
Adventure 2.
not
Oh
good at
yeah,
all.
I played a bit.
Yeah.
All I want for Christmas in my stocking is the hypocrite Ghost in the Shell video of Shadow the Hedgehog. That's all I want. One day, please let it happen.
Oh, a review of Shadow
I
the
want
Hedgehog?
yes. I want the deep lore. I want all the memes.
I don't
want,
know the deep lore.
He's got a gun.
I-
That's pretty deep.
You know,
He's the
that
gun
is
girl
pretty
of
deep.
Shadow the Hedgehog. What more do you need?
Sonic lore
I
would
don't
make
know.
a good lecture.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, that's definitely true. But are any of us qualified at
You'd
this
have to,
point?
like,
I'm certainly
the
not.
comics
Yeah.
would be their own lecture by itself. There's like a
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
40-year history, like 40-year canon
Yeah.
to that at this point.
That's a great idea, but yeah, none of us are currently.
I don't know
have
if we have the
expertise.
tools.
No.
Just do a Shadow the
don't.
Hedgehog lecture. Just take the one man, break down his narrative, him making out with that girl
is
or
it,
whatever.
Is it a Shadow the Hedgehog lecture, or is Shadow the Hedgehog doing a lecture?
These are both
dress
good
as
ideas.
Why not
Shadow the
both?
Hedgehog for the lecture, please. Which is basically just a Ryuko costume. Just wear that, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
perfect. It's perfect. Have a gun instead of a sword. That works.
Sounds like a
Okay,
plan.
next voicemail. Let me see. What do we got this? Oh, right. This was like a weird one. I think this was a Welsh guy. And it was Tallies in Ap Grufind from Macnilith or something.
What did you just say to me?
I don't know. It's some Welsh bullshit. We know how we feel about those. Let's give him a chance here. All right, go.
Oh yeah, we hate them, I guess.
I am aware that Gibbon isn't sure who to vote for in the coming election, which is fair enough since Corbyn seems to be a fucking commie, and Boris probably reminds him of the man who molested him when he was 13. He does to me, at least. But there is one great party left, Plaid
Right.
Cymru. Please allow me to sway you with Plaid Cymru's
What?
amazing policies. Number one, of course, is
Okay.
banning McDonald's. McDonald's is a scourge on health nationwide, and it must be stopped. Plaid Cymru will not rest until Ronald McDonald himself is hanging in Penderyn Square for treason. I think we can all agree that this policy is for the best. Number two, all education will be done
Yeah.
in the medium of Welsh. English-speaking children must be taken from their biological parents at a young age and rehomed in state-run re-education facilities to revive the original tongue
Good.
of the Britons. For the course, really. Number three, a plan titled simply, Get Fucked, New Zealand, you fucking wrens. This plan is essential for the party's aims. It seeks to rename the town of Llanfair Pwllgwyngyll, Gogerchwynrobwll, Llantysilio, Gogogoch to be even longer. We only really want to do this because New Zealand apparently has the longest place name in the world, but I think we can do better. Anyway, I think I've made myself very clear, and I'm glad to have shown you the light. Diolch yn fawr.
The
All
Welsh
right,
are not
on-
people. I mean, let's just say it. They just don't qualify.
Welsh
Yeah,
is a cool
I have
language.
seen. I have seen.
I like hearing him.
Me too.
That's
That's
it.
why I
did see
played
the
it.
Plaid Cymru, Cymrag leader give a speech about Welsh stuff.
Yeah.
And so I do know what he is talking about.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately, there is not a Plaid Cymru, minister
Well, you'll have to write him in.
person standing in my constituency, so I wouldn't be able to vote for them
Sounds
even
like
if I
you
wanted
have to
to.
run, Gib. You have to be the change.
I wanna-
You want to see
Yeah, I like
Like,
this.
just join the party
yeah.
and then just in my yeah.
The Welsh, I mean, I like this idea of like Welsh infiltrators running in like, I mean, not just all of England, but like or all of Britain rather, but in all of society worldwide to impose Welsh cultural hegemony. Or hegemony over all of societies, as we found the master race, I'm convinced, by their silly accent, which is very pleasing to the ear. Yeah, that's good. Thanks, guys. Keep it
Dab.
coming. I love the Welsh accent. What can I say? Oh, hello, welcome. I'm the Welsh
Just
boy.
the
All
Blarney
right.
Stone.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Tell it to the Blarney Stone. Smashes it into face of political opponent. All right, here we go. Next up is, oh, thank God. Okay, calling in is, allegedly, the first failure of Find Purpose November, who somebody bought a shirt, at least one person. So they say that this is them.
I haven't checked if anyone else has bought some.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know at
Maybe.
least one. So this could be them. So let's hear their story. Okay, go.
I'm here to claim my title as the first failure of Find Purpose November.
Is this another
I'm
Welsh
like
person?
90% sure that was the first person to buy the shirt, so it's only right that I can also claim the title. So here's reason number one why I'm the first failure of Find Purpose November. It's over.
Can't wait.
It's so fucking over. You know what I do instead of like going outside or going to school or like working? I stay inside all day playing motherfucking Cookie Clicker. And it's a good game. It's like a decent game. It's like autistic. There's a ton of depth.
Oh no.
And I'm playing free fucking save files because that's how I am. Instead of like talking to people or like making connections, I'm just clicking those fucking cookies. So this voicemail is long enough. I'm gonna check back in with the other reasons why I'm the first failure of fucking Find fucking Purpose November.
I'm already convinced. You convinced me with
Wait,
reason one.
I have a question. It sounds
Yeah.
like they have a very clear and defined purpose, like destroy Cookie Clicker, like become the greatest at it. They're working every day at it.
Nah, there's no way to become the greatest. Everyone
That's
who
true.
plays Cookie Clicker for an extended period of time is the loser of Cookie Clicker.
It's
like-
an endless Skinner box. It's true.
But
all right,
if you,
I just wanna
what's the
post an
purpose?
image
Their
for the-
purpose has been defined. Their purpose is to play Cookie Clicker. It's not like they're aimless. They're not wondering what to do. They know exactly what to do.
Counterpoint, I think that this person aspires to do better things than Cookie Clicker, and they feel guilt at playing Cookie Clicker, so they don't consider it their purpose, they consider it a failure. Now, if they had given
definitely
up
a
on
failure.
everything else and only wanted to play Cookie Clicker, that would be perhaps a different story, but they feel a
Right.
void. Perhaps.
I had a bit of a cookie meltdown
Yeah.
a few months ago where I was just doing that and not doing anything, feeling depressed.
Sure, that'll do
But I managed to rage quit. I'm going to
Good.
post an image. She will understand what this means. And
I know
that
this.
thing right there
Yep.
is what caused me. Like, I had tried to do this 3 times, and this was the third failure to get the prestige level 777.
Does that give
and
you
I
like
just
an
got so
achievement or
mad.
something?
It unlocks some special upgrades that you can buy that increase golden cookie bullshit.
And if you miss
Anyway,
it, it's over? You have to restart?
if you miss it, you need to go for the next 777.
Oh, which is like obviously 10 times more, so yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I was so mad that I missed it by 1.
Can you get it at just 7?
I was so careful, but like I think
Damn.
like I was waiting. It was going to take 20 minutes, so I clicked the cookie once. Like I deleted all of my cookie making. I clicked it once, and I think it was like a reindeer jumped in front of my click, and like I got a billion cookie, a billion is
Way more
is
than
like
that, yeah.
tiny amount, but yeah, it was so upsetting that I luckily, using the ability of gamer rage, I broke the curse, and I never want to go back.
And they say that it's a bad thing to get mad at video games. I think not.
Yes, try getting mad, try failing.
Maybe this is the way to break the spell. Well, okay, next voicemail. We've got a couple more here. Okay, here we go. We've got a business idea for Ben. Let's hear what he has. All right, this will be great. This will be great. Go.
Hello, PCP. Welcome to Quick Business Ideas. I'm your host, John
Hello.
Zuma, and today I've got an idea for Ben. So, just put 2 ad spaces on the side of saintcomics.com and put a little note on the bottom, be like, please disable ad block if you want to support me with my communist comics. That's all. See you in the next one.
Great.
What do you think, Ben?
I
I
mean-
think he's got big ideas. Just do that. Just stick some ads in there and tell them to turn off ad block. What a winning proposition.
Let me see. How many people? Because like I don't like actively promote saintcomics.com because like
Yeah.
I've been doing stuff on like Webtoon, trying to build like a following on Webtoon and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know why. Just cause
Why not?
The fuck
Why not?
Let me see exactly how many people actually go to stcomics.com in like a month.
I'd
Let
like to
me,
hear 'em, yeah.
200,000.
let's-
What?
That'd be
Wait,
nice.
what's the fucking service? No, it's not AdSense, is it?
Google Analytics?
Yeah, Google Analytics. That's it.
Yeah.
Google Analytics. When was the last time I even? Okay, Google Analytics. Am I signed in? Yes. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
This is not. I don't want to look at that. I want to look at stcomics.com. Come on.
I'm on the edge of my
Stick to
seat.
Come on.
I'm dying.
Wait. No, this is gonna be good. No, this
With
is gonna be good.
anticipation, I mean.
Oh, okay. Okay, it looks like it's getting. Where do they come from? But it's getting like 20-ish users a day.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
way
not
more
nothing.
That seems
That's
about right.
way more than I expected. Holy
Maybe people
shit!
are coming back checking for updates.
Oh my god! In the last 28 days, exactly 420 users, bro.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Time to change the color of the website to be white and green or black and green
Yeah.
I'm very
the only way.
shocked.
to dead dankify
I
it.
kind of expected it to be like 4. Yeah, it's hovering around.
I know
like
for a
the
fact
high
Everybody
Actually,
listen
nobody
to those
visits
old
Spell
PCP
Jape.
episodes when you said it
I
every
just-
episode.
Yeah, maybe.
I just
maybe.
visited Bale Jape the other day because I wanted to
did?
watch the finale again. Because I'm kind of thinking about. I'm kind of working on a little project
Oh
of my
shit!
own.
Is there gonna be a fucking?
Shut the fuck up! You shut the fuck. Yes.
You were the one who made the connection. I
true.
was just asking a question.
Yes, the answer is yes. There is going to be a ...
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a little thing.
Oh,
I wanted to draw some inspiration
Oh, shit.
draw
from
some
the from the and I was like, oh my god, this is so much work. It won't. It will not.
No,
I won't put
big-
that much work into it.
No, like I feel like the quality of it is lessened by the length of the amount of stuff I tried to put into that.
Well,
I wanted
was
it to be even longer.
it's not that it's too long. I had just forgotten like how many frames there are. Like
Oh,
a lot of
yeah.
it is like animated instead of just
Yeah.
like I plan on using all the shortcuts I can and just using tweens, you know.
I mean,
Just
really,
fucking
that's the
tween
smart thing to
everything.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you should do, really.
Yeah. That's what I will do.
It doesn't make
whenever
much of a
possible.
difference for it to be like animated. I don't really understand like Flash or like tweens and stuff, and I could learn, but I know how to draw frame by frame stuff.
Be like me
So I
and
just did
animate
that.
in Sony Vegas and import all your images one at a time, move to the next frame, drop in the new clip. Easy peasy. It's the best.
Frame by
We s-
frame.
You still need to draw them if they're drawn.
No, you can stretch and skew on the screen.
Yes.
That warp.
Yes, you
and
just
shape.
rotate it.
That's the way.
Rotation solves everything.
Okay, let's
Like in
cover our
Gurren Lagann.
tracks. Let's get out of here and let no one follow to these mysterious things we're discussing. And go to, okay, here's a voicemail called, Don't Say Stupid Shit About VR This Episode, okay?
Okay.
Go.
Sorry.
Okay.
We'll see if that happens.
I don't know when you guys record, but I'm hoping I can get this before you record for next week because the new Half-Life game was just announced. But I wanted to clear up some misconceptions about VR in the new game before you guys say any stupid, uninformed bullshit.
Okay.
First, VR is not expensive anymore. You can get a Windows Mixed Reality headset which can play the game for under $200. It comes with motion controllers, and it's a
200.
full room scale experience with little compromise. It does not require high-end hardware anymore. You can play VR games on low to mid-range hardware now, and the new Half-Life game does require 12 gigabytes of RAM, but you can play it on a GTX 1060 or an RX 580.
All right.
The new game being
Okay.
VR only is not
Let 'em wrap it up.
arbitrary, and it's not meant to sell index headsets, because as I said, you can play it with Windows Mixed Reality, and
Sure.
there
I mean,
are
this is all,
many
like-
things in VR which cannot be translated to a mouse and keyboard,
Like arguing a
and
point
the
that
prequel
hasn't
may
been
be
made.
disappointing,
Well,
but
true.
urban environments like in City 17 would be much better than outdoor
Okay,
wide
all right.
environments. than the Arctic, which Half-Life 3 would take place in. Don't say anything stupid or I'm gonna die.
I like it.
Okay, sorry.
okay.
All
I
right.
apologize for all the stupid
Hey,
things I meant to say.
here's my fucking hot take.
Yeah.
Half-Life's gay and it sucks.
Some of
I'm
the old
not-
games are
I'm not-
good, you know.
Wait, the new... Okay, sorry, this is dumb. The new game is not Half-Life 3,
No.
right?
No, no.
It's Half-Life
well,
something something.
It's I posted a
Half-Life
link.
Alyx.
Half-Life Alyx.
Yes.
It's a VR.
I can't remember. I think I never beat episode 2 because the last thing that you have to do is like a tower defense game, kind of, where
okay.
there's the big striders coming, and you've got to drive around in your buggy and get these bombs and shoot the bombs up, and so they stick on the strider, then shoot the bomb on the strider.
The so-and-so device, the someone
And it was
device.
I lost once, and I was like, this is never gonna fucking happen.
You
I just looked at the ending.
played through the entirety of like Half-Life 2, Episode 1 and Episode 2, and then you got to the final boss and we're like, too hard.
That happens sometimes.
Well,
Final boss,
yeah, I
unbelievable,
mean,
you know.
I don't really like first-person shooters, but Half-Life is a big game, and I felt like I only played it like last year. Tried to beat Episode 2.
I never beat any of them.
I
But it was
played
just
it
like, eh.
when it was not new, but like I played it a while. I
When
played
the
it in
Orange
the
Box
days of the
came out,
Orange Box.
I think I played. Yeah, I think I played it then too.
Yeah.
You know,
back when
Yeah,
it
I mean,
was
this
hot shit.
the thing that came out like is like, I haven't really seen much of like people's reactions to it aside from Jim Sterling talking about it.
yeah.
And saying he has trouble with VR a lot, so that's a problem for him, accessibility or whatever. Yeah,
Yo, let me.
it's a game. I don't know.
Okay. This is the thing about VR games. It's not that I don't believe. Okay, first of all, investing $200 to get into VR in general. I mean, the reason
that's less
why,
than a console cost.
It is less than a console. That's true. But like the reason why I'm skeptical isn't really that like I don't think I could potentially get my money's worth in terms of like the number of games. The thing is that I'm extremely suspicious of VR games as games that are worth my time in general. And so
no.
I'm looking at
No,
this game.
dude.
No? Are games actually good? Are these VR games?
All right.
There are some
my
games that are
brother
good.
my brother has bought a VR headset for use in developing VR games.
Okay.
And I've tried it, and it is the gimmick, of being in a real place, like where you look up and down and there you are.
Yeah.
I played this game, which is basically just like a kind of like a hangout, like a quest. It's trying to think of the words. It's very cute, and you're just sort of in a place where there's cute animals. You move around, and you pick up things, and you can craft items, and it's very chill. And normally a game like that I would turn on and be like, this is boring. But the fact that it is there in front of you, like you can pick up the bird that's tweeting and you can rotate it around your hand. These controllers he has, I think it's the Vive, the new Vive he has.
Sure.
It is so satisfying just to experience being in the 3D world. I feel like the games, they don't have to impress you as much as other games do in order to be as impressive, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean, and you're absolutely right. There's definitely some unique strengths that VR has as a game, but like, let me just, for this very trailer that is in the description for Half-Life Alyx or whatever, like at 55 seconds, right, there's a little clip where the guy like leans over, he looks through an area, he sees a couple Combine soldiers, and then what happens, the problem is I don't believe that this is going to be the game, or it's going to be as like intense as it looks. He sees these soldiers, he leans over to like a bookshelf, he pushes a bunch of items aside to reveal there are bullets behind it. He then like picks them up, like clearly using a VR hand, he reaches over, grabs it, like opens the gun, puts the bullet in the gun, then like lowers the thing, cocks it, and then turns around and like shoots a Combine who has like just noticed him. I do not believe that the game is like going to, in a high-paced, satisfying way, expect you to do all those things in like such rapid succession.
Well, I mean,
I think they're presenting basically a falsehood in this trailer because I do not believe.
I mean, I saw that as well.
Yeah.
I didn't think that, because I've used these sorts of controllers
Sure.
a little bit. if they're kind of bulky and they sort of wrap around your hand.
Yeah.
If you were trying to do that in like with your actual hands, you'd knock the controllers against each other.
Right,
I feel like some of that must have been like an animation, like the reloading and the cocking.
Yes.
Was just probably him pressing a button to get it, loaded.
And there's another one right after this. See, I felt a little bit manipulated. Maybe you're right, but because it's VR, I feel like at least this trailer is giving like false hope for the things you can do. When it's this like intellectual cap of like functionality that I'm thinking about lately. That's like, I know that things are only going to get so complex. And there's a shot right after that where like a bunch of Combine soldiers come up to you, and there's an animation of this two hands like going up like he's surrendering. And when I first watched that, I thought to myself, like, is the game trying to make me believe that like soldiers will like respond to you, but if you put your hands up in VR, they'll know you're surrendering and they won't shoot you? I feel like that's what it's hinting, but there's no way. There's no way that it's gonna.
There's not no way, but
I don't believe that the complexity is there. Like the behavior patterns are going to be that. It's got to be a cutscene. It's got to be.
The complexity, like, that is possible to do, but I feel like
and make a satisfying game around. I just don't think we're there yet in terms of.
I feel like that, like a thing like that, is something that will happen like 80% of the time, and sometimes you put your hands up and they don't respond. It's like, God
that's
damn
gonna
it.
80% failure or 80% success
like
rate.
any motion control thing.
Yeah, I mean it's motion control. The thing is though, it's like I'm in the position where I could buy the game because I already have the access to a headset, and it's a pretty good headset and controllers. So, but like I'm not interested really in the conclusion to the Half-Life saga because I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I don't really care.
But
either.
I don't think like your reservations, like if you're interested in like playing this game for learning about what happens next in Half-Life, then I don't think it's going to be a massive disappointment like you're imagining. Like most trailers show up like the best bits of all the games they're from.
Right.
They can't be perfectly trusted to be exactly this way or exactly that. And there's no way for you to truly experience what it will feel like because you don't have a headset.
I've done a little
by
VR
watching
before.
But by watching like a 2D version of the thing, it won't feel the same if you watch a trailer or if you watch someone's Let's Play. So like there's always a bit of like gamble in buying a VR game in that sense.
Sure.
But like I mean it looks pretty good.
I mean, what's the best
Like,
VR game ever made? I would bet it's significantly less complex than what's being showed off in this trailer.
People really like Super Hot. That's a pretty super hot game.
And that game is way less complex than the one reloading animation that you do in this very trailer. And maybe it's a button, but it's clearly designed in this trailer to make it look like you're doing this stuff in VR with the way, at least for that reloading section.
I mean, is that going to, like, if the reloading is like not as complex as you would like, are you going to like throw your controller down like, fuck this
what
shit,
I will be
storm out?
is mad that they did basically false advertising, because it clearly looks like that's. I mean, I know it's complicated. It's hard to tell what is being promised and what isn't. But like looking at this, my instincts first told me that's what's being presented here, and I'm relatively savvy on these things, so I just feel that it's not crazy to think that this is kind of a intentional sequence. Maybe it's just a fucking cutscene, I guess. But then, like, this is a VR game. Why are we showing off cutscenes?
All right, you're making a lot of assumptions.
I'm not saying it's definitely like this. I'm just careful.
I understand your reservations, but like I don't think they're like, if you think that this could be like bullshit and they're pulling the wool over your eyes, the wool is not over your eyes. You are able to be like more cynical about it. And then, like,
I'd say realistic.
You're arguing
but fair enough.
No. I'm arguing like that. I'm saying that you're arguing that the trailer is false advertising, even though you've, like, quote unquote, seen through it. So it doesn't affect you specifically. It is like a thing saying, "How dare they do false advertising?"
Sure,
but
yeah.
for you see what it truly is, and thus your purchasing decision is not like you're not being manipulated because you saw through it.
Eventually, yeah. There's a gray area here. Like, I'm aware that they didn't, like, specifically say, these are the exact things that you will physically do with your hands in the game. They simply showed off some scenes, and we can draw our own conclusions from that.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
I'm just...
does it look good to you?
I think
do you
some
think you might want to get it?
Well, here's what I fear. with stuff like this, I think some people will see that and they'll think to themselves, wow, I'm going to be able to do that in VR. Like, look how technical and complex that is. VR sure has advanced. And I think that they will be disappointed if they expect that. Because that's what I felt.
What exactly is the thing that is like supposed to be like too complex?
Look at 55 seconds in this trailer here, and there's just a little animation of a guy like doing a reload that involves several steps of him like finding ammo behind a thing, shooting out the old casing, sticking it in the gun, lowering the hammer or the barrel or whatever, and then cocking it, and then turning around and shooting a guy. Like, that, to me, looks like it's supposed to be gameplay, but I don't believe that the game is actually going to expect you to do those things.
I mean, it looks like it could just be an animation playing.
I mean, yeah, it could be, but I don't know. Why is the game, playing itself, like, finding ammo for you in a cutscene? I don't know. It just feels a little...
It just looks like you, like, looted a container.
Was there a button that loots item, reloads gun, and shoots enemy for you?
It doesn't claim that there is or isn't.
Well,
yeah, I just think it's a stretch to like go straight to the false advertising thing.
Well,
you can say you want to learn, you want to know more about it before.
Do not say that Nate is putting the big red stamp false advertising. How clear do I have to be?
That's what you said.
There is a fucking gray area that I've been saying repeatedly is what I'm trying to establish here, and I think we're somewhere in there.
Ah, yes, the classic no position of Nate. What do you think? I don't know. What's the problem?
I wish that they put at the bottom of this scene, if it's a cutscene, this is a cutscene, not gameplay. If it is gameplay and I'm just wrong, then great. Animation. I suspect I'm not wrong about this.
Yeah, it just looks like a canned animation would be.
It does not look like the person.
Animation. No. In terms of what I mean is that it looks like you know, when you're playing a video game, like a first-person shooter, you're running around shooting, and then you hit X, and it does a canned animation of reloading the gun. I think
this is such a context-specific thing, where he turns around to a bookshelf, sweeps aside items, discovers bullets, reloads gun, then turns and shoots the guy.
There might be a context-specific animation for different.
And why don't they have the context-specific thing visible on screen, as we know it will be in the final game?
Because they always turn off UIs during gameplay reveals.
And that is fucking giving people false hope that it's going to be more complicated and impressive than it actually is. They should present it as it's going to be in the real game.
Nate, you're so close right now to coming to a realization about why capitalism is bad. You are like on the cusp, but I know you are right about to pivot and go right in the opposite direction. But I want you to come back here someday.
I have no time for this point yet again, Ben. Let's move on to the next thing.
And go over that cliff and join me. All right, in the abyss.
Perhaps one day. All right.
I mean, the thing looks like it's just well rehearsed. Like a guy played the game. He pushed the boxes to the side because he knows he can do that.
So you're saying it is gameplay? It's like high level gameplay?
I'm saying it's a mixture of gameplay. Like when he opens the gun and he puts the bullets in, like him holding the gun, that looks like it's still like shaky, like it's being held by somebody, and that's the gun opening, and you know.
There are buttons on the controller. So what I'm assuming happens is that he's actually using his hand to push the boxes out of the way, because that's simple physics calculation of something impacting. Then when the bullets show up, he probably hits a button and it plays a canned animation of picking up the bullets and reloading the gun. He's still holding the gun in game, but instead of because you can't do that with those controllers, it's just a button prompt and they animate it just like they would any other canned reloading animation in literally every other game.
Why in a VR? I mean, okay, you think that the picking up of the bullet and all that stuff is part of a canned animation? Because
not the picking up the bullet, but the reloading the gun.
I mean, parts of it could be, but I mean, we see how fast and smooth he picks up the bullet. I mean, that seems a little not what you're gonna get.
He just reaches his hand in, and then he comes out, and he has the bullet grasped in his fingers, which just seems like he's holding down the hold button.
Even the reaching out could be a part of the animation. He could just be looking at the object, and then you hit a button, and the character reaches, grabs the object, and we don't know. But there's definitely part of it as a canned animation, but it's still technically gameplay because it's happening in the game when you're playing it. It's just the pre-scripted animation takes over at that point. And that's probably a good thing, because if you're in the middle of a game, even a VR game, you probably reloading manually one bullet at a time would be annoying and would take a lot of your focus away from the game. There's a level
I couldn't agree more.
A level of abstraction in games is important.
This is all why I feel this is going to be disappointing. You know, okay, we can disagree on this all day. Why
Well,
don't we
I mean,
put
of course it will be
stakes?
disappointing because every game trailer is designed to make the game look good, and the real game never looks quite like the trailer.
I mean,
It doesn't. It never happens.
But I perhaps we just disagree on how much lower it's going. I think it's going to be vastly below what's being depicted here in terms of.
I don't know why you think that.
I have some faith in this game, like maybe not being incredibly amazing or living up to the Half-Life pedigree, but doing something to move VR forward to some degree. Because
is there some way we can put stakes on this? Because I would love to bet you guys. I would love to do that.
I agree. I mean, I agree that it won't be like the trailer, but like I don't see why this one in particular is like going to be particularly disappointing when like just standard procedure is to like polish up and show the best version of a thing. And like the game never lives up. Games never live up to their trailers.
Well, I mean, what's different about this to me is like that this seems to be marketed as like an epic, like real big VR game, and I'm definitely still skeptical of those.
What do you expect that to be? I expect this to be just like a standard Half-Life campaign with VR controls.
I mean, VR controls don't even have like good movement from what I understand. They have like weird teleporting controls in like the latest stuff I've seen, where you have to kind of like point your guy and then you warp to a new
sometimes.
spot.
I
Maybe
mean,
that's
you can
changed.
see in
I don't know.
No, there's options for that. Like some people get motion sickness from having the character move like with an analog stick.
Sure.
So there's options for like zipping, zapping all over the place. It's also much easier to program like that.
Sure.
But like it's definitely possible to have you have the two controllers in your hands and you imagine like a Wii nunchuck, like your thumb has the analog stick and then your other fingers are free to click buttons and rotate the stuff.
Right.
So like you can move with your left hand and hold the gun with your right, and I could see it being possible.
I noticed that we don't actually see the player character moving anywhere in the game.
Well, we do in that thing that I've been playing over and over, where he runs over to the shelf to get the bullets.
That's why I feel it's a canned animation. That's the only time there's like movement, and my issue with this scene is that it felt to me like it's presented, and even you guys have said it seems like part of it seems canned, but maybe not all of it, which makes me a little suspicious of.
But what's wrong with a canned animation? That's just normal. It's just a normal video game.
What's different about it is that this is VR. And that I feel like there could be false conclusions drawn, which is, I mean, when I first watched this, I was like, wow, look at all this is literally my experience. Look at the amazing thing. You push away the stuff, you pick up the bullet, you load it. Then I was beginning to think like, wait, there's no way it's going to expect you to do these things. There has to be something else going on. So, I mean, I felt like I myself am an example of exactly the thing.
Consumer not aware of the limitations of hardware.
Yeah, so here I am spreading. So how would you guys, what's the complaint? Here I am just stating what everyone should know, right? It shouldn't be don't be impressed. Don't be impressed by this.
Like okay. It's not going to have one-for-one hand movement, obviously. Like that's impossible. Mm-hmm. Nobody can do that at this point. If your opinion of this trailer is that, wow, everything I just watched was a one-to-one interaction in VR, like, I guess that's understandable, but that's also like a complete like fault of your interpretation because the trailer's not implying that. Like you can argue that like the medium of VR promises that, and so you can interpret it incorrectly that way. But I don't think that was implicitly the idea. I think it was just, hey, here's
Tom,
a teaser.
that's fair.
It's showing
my goal
off the
as
game.
always. My goal, as always, is just to keep people with reasonable expectations. So perhaps I've done too much on that front, but that is my goal, for people to not be disappointed, because I'm a little suspicious of this project, specifically in terms of gameplay and nothing else. I don't care about the story or anything at all.
Well,
okay.
I'm glad this voicemail made us do exactly what it was warning us against doing.
Yeah, I would never have talked about it otherwise. I am a little like confused about.
About what?
I generally can't remember if the goalposts switched a couple times in that argument. But like I feel like I agree with your point now that you've made it at the end. But I wasn't agreeing with it earlier.
The conclusion that it is not one-to-one hand movement is true, probably.
I remain with my initial position.
I feel like
suspect...
you're advocating for a consumer that doesn't exist. But someone who would look at this and think that this is like perfect one-to-one.
Well, I mean, some people are gonna be like, wow.
Forget one-to-one, man.
VR
it's gonna be way
good.
worse than that. I know this. I know it's gonna be like it's so polished in the trailer. Like one-to-one, we all know is impossible. But is I don't know, 50% there even possible? Doubt it.
What do you mean one-to-one? In what?
It's just that the gameplay shown here is so like polished and good looking, and I doubt it will get even a fucking like a 10th of the way to how things look in this trailer.
Nate, I don't understand. I'm so mad. Like, okay, are you just talking about the reload animation?
I'm talking about
because we've been over this,
and
we understand that it is a canned animation.
I mean, every fight in the game, every piece of movement. I mean, the character doesn't move at all, so don't expect that. If they would have shown that, if that's something that happens in the game, the hands up, don't shoot thing. Obviously, that's going to be a canned animation. So like, how much impressive stuff really was there? Why are people excited for this? I don't know. It just looks like the same shit I've seen a million times in a million VR games.
Well, it's a fucking Half-Life game and it's in VR. Like, what? Why wouldn't, if you like Half-Life and or VR, why wouldn't you like this?
As long as we can all agree that nothing impressive has happened here, I think we could all agree.
It just looks like a fucking VR game.
I mean,
with a lot of money behind it.
I'm genuinely confused. Like, I feel like the goalposts have moved like 20 times. Like, what are you? I can't wrap my head around what your point is, because every time any of us say anything, you come up with a different thing to.
I can't.
People in the comments, please explain. Like, what was Nate initially saying, and why am I confused now?
Hopefully, they will be able to elucidate these things. All right, well, whatever. Let's go on to the next voicemail.
Do we have any more Okay, next voicemail.
Got like 3 more,
please.
I think.
Forgot we even.
All right, this one's from. Oh, it's our old friend calling in. It's Riddle My Ass Batman with silly songs with Riddle My Ass Batman. Let's here we go.
This will be fun.
Of course. Go.
Zach, you see that new Pokemon game that came out? Yeah, but I still need to find a job. I think to myself on how to relate these two topics. Zach, what do you want to be? He instantly understands. I want to be the very best. Like no one ever was. What's your test? To catch them. And your cause? To train them. Where will you travel? Across the land. Where will you search? Far and wide. Because these employers will understand the power that's inside of employment. Gotta find some suit, so true. My courage will hold me through. Who'll teach you, Zach? You'll teach me and I'll teach you. Employment. Gotta find some soon. Gotta find some soon. Employment.
There you go.
The clock's ticking.
Hurry. You're running out of social credits. Better earn some more.
That was a palate cleanser.
Oh, and there was a follow-up message from Riddle My Ass Batman. Let's hear him out. Here we go.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Riddle My Ass Batman here.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy my singing? I know you didn't. That's why you jokers played anyway. Now, I was debating on what to get you for Christmas this year. At first, I thought I'd get you a gym membership, but then I realized you'll never use it. Then I thought I'd get you a girlfriend, and I realized you don't know how to use that. So instead, I decided on something simple. I get you a new voicemail series. That's right, coming this Christmas, a new 300-part voicemail series. Wait, it's not the budget. Beep! A new 10-part voicemail series, complete with 3 voicemails per episode of the PCP for 10 weeks straight.
Oh my god.
Now you have a reason to watch the PCP again. See you
Hooray!
Christmas, everybody.
Finally.
Same PCP time, same PCP channel.
It's like a PCP or a Peter Griffin Christmas album with Riddle My Ass Batman. You.
I hope it's good.
He sent in another one that was too long and not great, so I didn't play it. Riddle My Ass Batman. So maybe just pick the best of each of them, and we can maybe pare this down a bit. I think 3 voicemails of a song each time is a bit much. Or maybe we can do 1 a week or something. I don't know. But there it is. I'm looking forward to it. Nonetheless, these songs always bring
leave
delight.
us wanting more. Keep us wanting more. Riddle My Ass.
Yeah, that's
Batman.
the way. That's the way. Incidentally, we've got one last voicemail, and this is from Them's Tapes. Number 1, them's tapes. Let's hear it.
Mysterious.
Go.
It's hot. Why is it so hot? I've been stuck in this desert for months, and I still can't figure out why there is so much sand. I'm so thirsty, but no matter where I look, I can't find a single drop of blows to quench my thirst. How did it come to this? How is my life like this? Things were supposed to be different after we killed Munchie, but it's only gotten worse. I've been stranded out here for months and no one has come to help me. I can't rely on them anymore. I'm all on my own. But there's one who could help me to answer my questions, my burning snake questions. However, he is split in two, one half imprisoned, one half in goo. What shall I do? How can he uncover the secrets without access to the tapes? The tapes! Surely one holds the secret to releasing his other half from prison and making him whole once again. This is my mission. This is my new character arc!
Hooray! Them's tapes?
Is that it?
Gonna call, or what is it? The Lost Tape Archive, perhaps? Is that?
Well, he said one half in prison, the other half in goo.
How mysterious.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Should I know what that means?
Probably, but I don't. Slime
It's our boy
stuff,
Gooey.
obviously.
He's
Is it Luigi? Does he hold the secrets? I don't know. I don't.
Shit.
I don't
Someone
know.
remind me about our own lore.
Well, maybe them's tapes number 2 will call in next time and elucidate things for us. But otherwise, leave it to the viewer.
I'm glad he's doing good out in the desert. I'm glad he's fine without me.
A big bundle of snakes just rolling along. Good luck. Good luck out
All
there.
alone in their many.
All alone in their multitude. Ooh, that's profound.
What's a sentient cluster of hive-minded snakes got to do to find a little romance around here? a little companionship.
One day. Good luck. All right, that's it. We're done with voicemails. SpeakPipe link, people down below. Leave us more voicemails. They're lovely. Love hearing them. And thank you. Appreciate that. What else we got going on? Patreon.com/theprocrastinators. Support the show. $5 for all the millions of bonus episodes, including the new one, Game Development, which many of us have experience with. It was good.
Dev boys.
It was a good episode. Lots of good stuff. And what else? Oh, at TP Crastinators on Twitter. Updates, you know the drill. Stuff. Send things there. Fan art, etc. Sounds like a blast. And that's it. That's the end of this episode of the Pro Crastinators Poopcast. I guess we'll see you next week, and won't that be fun? That'd be fun for everyone.
Feel the burn. 2020.
You heard him.
Dab.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Die.